against the rush. And of course, rush is what YSU likes to do if it can, although we've seen that they don't have to.
Well, no, because they can turn around, Jim. They can throw the football. Jeff Ryan's going to scramble with the ball a little bit. Youngstown can put so much pressure on you from so many different angles, and you know, that's what makes it tough coming in here. It's just a tough. This is a tough place to come and play football, and if the game comes down close, Coach Trussell has a knack for winning those games.
YSU. In its final regular season home game for 12 seniors who were introduced before the ball game. This is also a potential record-breaking day for non-senior quarterback Jeff Ryan. And you see Southern Illinois getting a warm-up there on the sideline. That's their backup quarterback, Kevin Kobe. Jeff Ryan is tied for the school career record in touchdown passes with 40. Trenton Likes and Keith Snoddy share that mark with Jeff Ryan. So he can break the career mark with a whole season ahead of him with one touchdown pass today. Penguins are a little banged up. We will probably see some changes for them on both their offensive and defensive lineups. We know that Dave Hong on the offensive line will not go today. Dave Tesnars, the offensive center, is questionable. On defense, we know that Ed Blizzard is not even dressed today. Southern Illinois, one of its top receivers, is not even with the team today, Mark Shasteen. And they have had some injury problems as well. They are coached by Jan Corliss in his 4th year with the Salukis with a record of just 13-31. Corliss very familiar with this part of the country. Did a lot of recruiting here in the past. He was on the Ray Dempsey staff back in the early 80s when Southern Illinois won a national championship. And of course, Dempsey went to Southern Illinois from here at Youngstown State, and they recruited a lot here. The kickoff on the way. Andre Coleman takes it on a high hop at the 2. And is on his way up the middle. Andre still on his feet out to the 30-yard line, averaging over 20 yards per return, and he got about 28 on that one.
Well, Jim, when the ball is in the air, only 2.2 seconds, you're going to have a tough time getting that down inside the 20. It was a nice job. The wall set right on the hash mark, and the Penguins took it straight up the field. In reference to those seniors, I remember when I played here, 1 minute I was a rookie, and the next minute I was sitting at the last ball game. That's tough to believe how fast those 4 years go by.
Junior Dave Tesnars is starting at center. Jeff Ryan, the quarterback, hands it off to Josiah Doby, who has been injured himself, but is back in the lineup starting. Ordinarily, P.J. Mays would start there, and I'm sure we'll see both of them, but Josiah's been rehabbing a bit of an injury, and he got the first carry and takes it out to the 34.
Well, in order to move the football, the offensive line has to get the job done. We talk about backs having big games. They have big games when the offensive line has a big game.
I believe Matt Shipton is starting in place of Dave Hong. Quick throw out into the flat, Andre Coleman, and he's going to get about a yard. Coleman, we will see him at wide receiver along with Sean Guerrero, Brandon Pedraza, Eugene Mintz, who's quickly become the Penguins' leading receiver. Denver Williams will see time there. John Shoemaker and Dennis DeLugos will split time at tight end. Andy De Niro, Pat Crummy, the offensive tackles, Ryan Smith, the other guard, and we mentioned Tesnars in the ball game.
That was Derek Corker came up from his defensive halfback position to do a nice job. Jeff made a fake to his fullback. It was a little screen outside. Didn't work too well because Corker played it real well.
10th reception of the year for Andre Coleman. 3rd and 5 for the Penguins. That's Denver Williams in motion. Little play action, roll out, heavy rush. This Southern Illinois team has a ton of sacks and tackles for loss this year. Ryan still alive, throws it away up the sideline. We're going to get a late flag. Jeff Ryan was decked into the sideline by defensive end Brian Broussard, and there may be a roughing the passer penalty here.
Well, Jim, Ryan's tough. You just don't need to take shots like that. When you come watch him here on the sidelines, he gets bumped, the ball's gone, he's out of bounds. They drive him pretty far out there. So that's a mistake, and that's why teams end up losing ball games. It's called dumb football. There's no real polite way to say that. It's just plain dumb.
So instead of 4th and 5 and a punting situation that would give the Salukis the football, There'll be a 15-yard march-off, and the Penguins will have the ball at midfield with a fresh set of downs. Southern Illinois defensively, Brian Broussard just introduced himself to you and to Jeff Ryan. He's one of the defensive ends. Brian Archibald is on the other side. Lamarcus Spillers and Tavita Tovio out of Honolulu are the defensive tackles. Outside linebackers, Jason O'Neill and Teddy Sims. Sims, number 39, their leading tackler. Ron Doyle, the man in the middle. Andre King and Derek Corker at the corners. LeVar Stepter and Rod Grady, that is, are the safeties. Shotgun snap, handoff, Josiah Dobie, hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's Teddy Sims, that leading tackler. He's a transfer from the University of Florida, a 240-pound senior, 83 tackles, 15 tackles for loss this year. That one was for no gain. This Southern Illinois team averages over 10 tackles for loss per game.
Well, Jim, their front four, they do a real nice job. You're looking at 260, 295, 285, and the little guy there is that Archibald at 240. So they're pretty healthy up on that front. They play that the 4-3 defense. Now, right now, they've got they're in a 4-3.
Another shotgun formation, another handoff to Dobie. This time he squirts through at the line of scrimmage and is tripped up at the Southern Illinois 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
And that was Ron Doyle, the middle linebacker, what you call a Mike linebacker. You have a weak side linebacker called Will, and the strong side linebacker, Sam, and Mike's the guy in the middle. Actually, his name's Ron Doyle. Did a nice job on that one.
Out of Bellwood, Illinois. Dobie coming into the ball game today, 83 carries, 372 yards, a 4.5-yard average. 3rd and a long 4, and more shotgun formation for the Penguins coming out. They've got trips right and a wide receiver to the left off the top of your screen, or right at the top of your screen. Ryan flips it out. Dobie, one-handed catch at the 50, 45, 40, and a first down at the 39-yard line.
That was a great play on that one there. Dobie wasn't confused where to line up at. Ryan was moving him back and forth according to the linebacker, where that linebacker was moving, and then end up dumping it out there. What a beautiful one-hand catch. Great focus. Look for that yard marker, pick up the first down.
Only the 3rd catch of the season for Josiah Dobie. Ryan now has hit on 85 of 151 passes this year. That's better than 56%. And is now up over 1,120 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions off Jeff Ryan. Dobie straight ahead, off tackle, and won't get much, if anything, as that Southern Illinois defense, again, number 1 in the Gateway Conference against the rush, swarms to the ball and stops Dobie for a no gain.
Yeah, and that's Ron Doyle, inside linebacker, again, hustling over there to the football. They're just a little quicker at this point in time than the Penguins defense. You know, you talk about Jeff Ryan hitting 56% of his passes. I'd like to know what the percentage is when the pressure's on, because he's like about 90 to 95 when you have to have it. What a quarterback, what a competitor.
It's one of the things that drew ISU to Jeff Ryan on the recruiting trail was his competitiveness.
Blitz.
A little bit
Draw.
of a high snap. Ryan on the run, and he'll be dragged down after a gain of 3, jumping on his back.
Well, this
is that a new number or one that I just misread?
Where are we at, Jim? I'm sorry.
I thought I saw 79, but I might have misread it.
We'll check it out here as we go. One thing there.
Dante Stovall was definitely in on the tackle, number 58.
On the last play here, that was an intentional quarterback draw. Jeff stepped back in the pocket. Now this probably might be a play action pass.
3rd and a long 7 coming up.
Yep.
Fake to Dobie. Good block by Jerry Johnson. Throw out into the left flat. Andre Coleman with the diving catch, but he'll be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, that should be a first down, shouldn't it? No.
Nope.
Okay, I agree. Well, 4th down, you're going to go for this down in here. I don't think you're going to see the Penguins punt or kick a field goal. You have a strong wind. It's coming. It's blowing like northeast here, and it's going to push the ball across the field. So I don't think you'll see him throw it here. You go for the first down and keep moving the football.
4th and 1 for the Penguins at the Southern Illinois 30. Just under 9.5 minutes to play. First quarter, no score. That's John Shoemaker in motion, the tight end. Ryan, heavy pressure, going to throw. It's short. The pressure came from Dante Stovall, outside linebacker. forces Ryan to throw incomplete and turns the ball over to Southern Illinois.
Well, Jim, that's a difference in years gone by when the offensive line would have said, we can pick up a yard and a half. That's not a problem. They ended up with an end over, unbalanced line right. However, you have to give the Salukis credit. They were there to shut that down.
Southern Illinois will start with a very good quarterback, Sherrard Poteet isn't starting. The backup, Kevin Kobe, is in there. That's why he was warming up before the game, I guess. He'll hand it off to his tailback. That's Tom Koutsos, and we would have expected him to start. He has gained almost 1,100 yards this season on 248 carries. He's a sophomore out of Oswego, Illinois, and he gained 1 on his first carry of the ball game. Donnie Reeves was his fullback. He's coming out now. Walter Bucky should replace him.
Penguins operate out of a 5-man front. Justin Delarose, the inside linebacker, was primarily the man responsible on the last tackle. Now the Penguins are in a 4-man front.
Ball goes right back to Koutsos across the 35, out short of the first down, but he'll be close. It'll be 3rd and short coming up for Southern Illinois. They have at the tackles, John Whitehead and Brian Atkins. Jared Joyner and Matt Scheffler are the guards. Chad Grafin starting at center today because of an injury that they have up there. That was a gain of 8. It's 3rd and 1. Sun breaks through.
That was a great read by Koutsos that time. Montrell Thomas dealt to his left, and Koutsos cut back. It was just a real nice read, part of the ball carrier.
Crowd trying to come to life as Kobe drops, rolls, looks over the middle, throws behind his tight end, who makes the catch at the 50-yard line. Ryan McAllister, his 8th catch of the year, and it gives Southern Illinois a first down. McAllister, a 240-pound junior out of Ottumwa, Iowa, home of Radar O'Reilly.
There you go. Excellent throw on the part of the quarterback. That's tough when you're rolling to your left like that and you have to throw back inside. The tight end ran a little drag pattern, dumped the ball in past the linebackers, and did a good job with it.
Again, backup quarterback Kevin Kobe at the helm of the Southern Illinois offense.
High
snap. Kobe falls down. Luke Shoemaker covers it for the Penguins back at the 35-yard line.
What a great job that time. Shoemaker came across from his defensive end, just run the football down. Quarterback tripped and fell. That's a tough break for the Salukis. Great break for the Penguins. Smart job here. Now watch, he just goes right after this ball and he covers it instead of trying to be a hero here and scoop it up. Get it covered, put your body around the football. He wrapped his body around the ball. That gives the offense a chance to get back on the field and go to work.
And that is exactly the way they are coached to recover a fumble. You don't try to pick it up. You don't try and pounce. You slide to the football and surround it. Jeff Ryan back on at quarterback. Again, Josiah Doby is his tailback. Doby will go over the right side. Big seam. Doby's free. Touchdown.
Okay, now watch when this comes back. Watch number 71. Number 71 is Ryan Smith, a 340-pound blocker. He's going to pull out there from his left offensive guard position. It's a trap over the right side.
That for Doby, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
So much for a strong rush defensive team. That what good blocking neutralizes that.
Jake Stewart to attempt the extra point. He's missed only 1 of 26 attempts this year, and now 1 of 27. At the 7:31 mark of the first quarter, the Penguins turn a turnover into instant points on a 27-yard run by Josiah Doby and take a 7-0 lead over Southern Illinois. YSU, no scoring drive to summarize. 1 play, 27 yards after the turnover.
You summed that up pretty quick.
Great.
You're as quick as Doby.
Great acceleration by Josiah Dobie. It's one thing to have a hole, which Dick talked about, that offensive line opening up. It's another thing to get there quick enough to take advantage of it, and Dobie certainly did that. Troy Lefevre will tee it up and kick it away to Southern Illinois. Jamarsh Robinson and Jason Newell should be back to get this one. Robinson, number 29, he averages almost 27 yards a return. He's on the far hash. And actually, they don't have Jason Newell. They have Matt Frazee on the near hash.
Troy will get a little test coming into this wind. This is a brisk wind. If he pushes the ball to his right, the wind will help him just a tiny bit. If he goes to the left side, he'll run straight into it, and the ball will hang. Now, sometimes they just kick it up high and short, too. That's interesting. I like that. There it is, high and short. Oh,
check.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh!
And Chris Conwell making a diving attempt at the football, but he couldn't get there before it went out of bounds. The wind pushing it a little toward the sideline, and Southern Illinois will get great field position to start that ball going out of bounds, so they'll bring it out to the 35.
Yeah, the wind helped it out. It helped it out a little bit too far. Watch this. This is beautiful. See, the wind just got it. That would have been the Penguins' ball again, going down the field, going the other way. But fortunately for the Salukis, the wind got a hold of it and pushed it right out of bounds. Troy Lefevre does a nice job on that kick.
Conwell, by the way, who went after that kick, is starting at halfback today in place of Ed Blizzard, who is not even dressed. Tony Barone, the free safety. Bruce Hightower, the strong safety. The corner is LeVar Green, number 18. Linebackers, Tim Johnson and Justin Delarose. As good a pair as you're going to find almost anywhere in Division I AA.
Draw.
Here's the draw. Nice opening. And Toner Barone reaching in. Is it a fumble? No. Koutsas was down. Barone with the tackle that got him off balance and spun him around a little bit. The ball popped free as Koutsas went down. It's a 5-yard pickup.
Little draw play. The quarterback is set up. Here it comes outside. It hits the line. Ball's that comes out when he hits the ground. A good call. Let me go back to the extra point for just a split second. Jason Paris, a senior, is the snapper and has done a great job. Steve Valley, a quarterback, is the holder, doing an outstanding job for the Penguins in that category.
Koutsas again, up the middle this time, stuffed. Tim Johnson hits him standing up. They had a couple people down low to get Koutsas' wheels slowed down, and I think the guy, Bruce Hightower, coming up from the secondary to get down in under there, and we have a Penguin player down at the bottom of the pile, and that is Justin Delarose, the Penguins' other fine linebacker, just a sophomore out of LaBelle, Pennsylvania. 69 tackles this year for Delarose. He and Johnson have teamed up for almost 200 tackles this season.
But Jim, I think they're taking a look at an ankle here. Yep, that's right where the doctors are right now. Martin Stakowitz also came in. Stakowitz is 6'2", 245, plays some of that defensive tackle for the Penguins there, and just worked his way in on that tackle also on the last play.
The gain was 3. It will give Southern Illinois a 3rd and 2 when play resumes. Here's a look at it.
Yeah, it gets, what happens here is they kind of fall down on that ankle, what it looks like anyway, and they'll give him a few seconds there to see if they can get him to maybe relax a little bit.
You want to take the headset off and yell down your favorite word for an
traction
ankle injury?
Traction that ankle. If it's an ankle, traction it, rub dirt on it, traction it, get back in the game. You know, but the way it landed, it could be a fractured fibula too. And the fibula is a little bone on the outside of the foot. While I'm talking about fibulas, you have Jamin Pastor, the Division III Player of the Year, is in the press box today up here with the Penguins. He fractured his fibula in their next to the last game of the season, and that's what took Beaver Loco out of the playoffs there. But Jamin Pastor is in the press box today, enjoying the ball game. It's nice and warm up there, brother.
Yeah, we don't have that advantage today. This is the first time that there's a mild sense of discomfort outside. Never a good sign when they need the cart to take you off, but that's how Justin Delarose is going to leave this ball game just a little over 8 minutes into the action.
Yeah,
We'll get a hand from the fans, and
that's when you use good judgment, Jim, about traction. That's when you don't use it. The bone's sticking through the whatever. I don't know what's going.
No.
Anyway, if it looks like it's broke, you don't traction it. If it's just a sprain, you traction it.
Delarose being replaced by Mike Thomas of Canfield, redshirt junior, 6-footer, 225 pounds. Thomas with 16 tackles on the year, including 1 for loss. He's recovered a fumble along the way. So on 3rd and less than 2, Southern Illinois lines up, trailing 7-0, just over 6.5 minutes to play first quarter. Kobe gives the ball to Koutsos through the right side of the line, and a first down across the 45 to the 47.
Well, the Penguins lined up with a 6-man front that time, 2 linebackers. You get 8 men up in the box, and you try to shut that thing down, and the credit there goes to that offensive line of the Salukis there, and basically Scheffler and Atkins over that right side. They're pounding the ball up in there and did a good job with it.
Koutsos has carried the ball on all 3 plays in this possession, and he's taken them from the 35 to the 47. This time it's the fullback, and he has jumped on immediately short of midfield. Donnie Reeves, who has gained less than 100 yards total this season on 22 carries. He's a junior, 190-pounder.
Well, defensively, that time for the Penguins, you had number 98 there came across,
Guy
did
Mazzard.
a real nice job of getting in the backfield. Guy Mazzard, 6'2", 270, a sophomore. Penguins have some good young bucks in here that are playing some good football. 4-man front now.
On 2nd and 8 from the 49. Kobe, short drop, flips it out into the flat, almost picked off. A terrific read that time by defensive end John Tekak.
Yeah, John Tekak, I mean, he was on that ball from the beginning. As soon as the quarterback came up, he was like a rocket headed out there into the flats. We have to mention John Tekak's name because his Uncle Jerry's the policeman out there that lets me park back here. So we're going to get Uncle Jerry back in this game.
Watch him. I don't know if you see him a little late there, but he came up quick. 3rd and 8. Tekak, of course, out of Wilmington Area High School, so he knows a little bit about winning.
4-man front. Doesn't look, yep, blitz from the outside. Blitz
Kobe,
from the outside.
Here it comes, Tim Jensen. He's got him back at the 35-yard line. Tim Jensen, that will be his 4th sack of the season. They'll mark it at the 37.
What a beautiful job on the part of the defense of disguising the blitz. From up here, you can see it pretty well, and it looked like they weren't going to blitz, and then right at the last second, they just took off and came from that outside. You overload the one side. Now we got enough people up here, maybe get a shot at a punt block here.
Punter is Scott Everhart. He only averages about 35 yards a kick, and this will be his first adventure in Stambaugh Stadium. A little bit of a high snap, but he'll get it away. Float it towards the near side. Toner Barone going to come over and take a look and watch it bounce high out of bounds at the Penguins' 25-yard line. With 4:45 left in the first quarter, the Penguins will get the ball back, leading Southern Illinois 7-0 on YSU TV.
In downtown Youngstown, Ohio, sits one of the finest educational treasures you'll find anywhere. 13,000 students on a beautiful 130-acre campus, enjoying top-notch faculty, career-building degree programs from performing arts to healthcare, and a wide range of activities to keep them entertained, in good shape, and smiling all the way to commencement. It's all very, very affordable, and it's close to home. Isn't it time you took a close look at Youngstown State University?
38-yard punt, no return. The pileup you see is to fall on a loose ball. Josiah Dobie on the first down carry. Look at it coming up here. He had it, lost it, had it, and now we don't know whether he lost it again or not.
Well, Jim, it just kind of bounced loose right there. Well, one of those guys got a hand on it, and
looked like
down
he had it all the way, and then it scooted away, and Southern Illinois has the football at the 26-yard line.
Yep, the ball went, he went right over top of it as he tried to cover it. He couldn't get it under control, and the referee pulled it out from between his legs, and it'll go to Southern Illinois there. So that's a tough break for the Penguins here. Now the defense will have to stand up tough.
Well, the Penguins got a turnover at the Southern Illinois 27, and on the very first play, took it in on a Dobie touchdown run. Now let's see what Southern does. with the ball at the Penguins' 26. 7-0 YSU. Koutsas with the ball into the right side of the line. Penguins defense closes him down after a gain of about 1.
Yeah, they closed it down pretty good that time. It's John Tikek, 35, is not involved in the tackle here, but you'll see him clear out some of the interference, which allows then the rest of the troops to come in and make the hit on the play. Again, the Penguins operate out of a 5-man front. Sometimes they come into a 4, short yardage, they go 6.
2nd and 9 from the Penguins' 25. 2 wide outs off the top right corner of your screen. 1 split left. Kobe, draw, got running room inside the 20, short of a first down at about the 17.
And Jim, another thing down there on the field is moist. It's not wet, but it is moist, and there may be a little bit of moisture picked up on that ball, and that could be a problem there in handling the football today out there, because I know I watched as the Penguins warmed up, some of their shirts were getting wet as they did the stretching program on the ground.
3rd and 1, Southern Illinois at the YSU 17. Reeves and Koutsas in an I backfield. Penguins look like they want to blitz up the middle. Koutsas bounces it outside and has the first down. John Tikak rides him into the turf with Bruce Hightower underneath, but it is a first down for the Salukis.
Salukis work that ball off the right side again behind Wofford, Atkins, and Scheffler over there. Those are the linemen doing the job that are making the way for the Salukis running backs, and good field position here. 3:06, Penguins leading 7-0. First quarter.
This time they go a wide out to each side and leave Koutsas alone in the backfield, running a pair of tight ends. Kobe, little delay to Koutsas, again trying to bounce it outside and then back inside, and Tim Johnson wraps him up. Big offensive lineman whose number we don't even see on here for Southern Illinois unless they've had a number change. They don't show him on their roster either. It's a number 78. Big tackle got in the way there. It looks like it could be that Brian Atkins guy, 77. He's a 300-pounder, but he did more harm than good. Actually lost a yard there.
Well, they pulled both guards that time, trying to run that little inside sweep, and it just didn't work. The Penguins were across the line and penetrated, caused a little havoc in there.
2nd and 11 now from the 14.
Draw.
Koutsas. Short gain. Guy Mazard got a hand on him behind the line of scrimmage to slow him up.
Quarterback went back here. You're taking a look at, watch him here. He'll try to set it up. The lineman set up in pass protection, and they try to make it look like a pass play, and then you slip the bow into that running back. Good hustle on the part of the Penguins. Today also at the ball game, you have some of the Niles football players in attendance as guests. They won a big game last night, 21-20.
And what a game it was in overtime. 2nd week in a row on a missed point, extra point.
Draw again.
3rd and short, another draw. Koutsas into the middle of the line, stopped, then staggers forward and drives to the 5 and a first down.
Yeah, I know Coach Haycock won't be too happy with the tackling there. You go pounding up inside. You got to lock him up in here. There's the hit. He'll bounce in, but then a good job on the part of the back of keeping his balance and running with a good wide base. We avoided a face mask call there also. Now we're going to take a timeout. I think the Salukis are going to take the timeout here.
There is a timeout on the field, 1:13 to go, first quarter. Final regular season home game for the Penguins. Next week they will be playing a game in California for the first time as they visit Cal Poly San Luis Obispo to wrap up the regular season. And then if things go well here today, should be back here in 2 weeks for a first-round Division I AA playoff game. But this is really a must-win in that sense. Dick mentioned in the pregame, this is like a playoff game for Southern Illinois because they know they're playing a playoff team, and a victory here would have that kind of impact for them. But this is also a playoff game for YSU. This may be a make or break for getting a home game or more.
Yeah, Jim,
if they win today and they would win again next week, you may be looking at being able to stay at home through the first 3 rounds.
That's right, and that's beautiful when you get to get people in here with this crowd and you come into the Ice Castle here. It's awesome because this crowd's coming alive now. There's a lot of red and white out here today. They're firing it up.
First and goal from the 5. Koutsos into the middle,
yes!
backwards from the line of scrimmage. Timmy Johnson and others were there to make the play.
See, now
And
those...
I must have had it mismarked. They had that marked as 4th down, not 1st down at the 5.
That's correct. It was 4th down, Jim, and this is one of the areas here where you give yourself a little test here. That was a two-way test. The Salukis failed miserably, and the Penguins did an outstanding job coming across that line. They straightened up the tight end. He couldn't get his block, and now we need to get the ball out of this hole here right now.
So the Penguins take over from the 5. I apologize. I miscalculated the yardage.
Your apology is accepted. A little off-tackle play. Now, I tell you, a play that I like down here, and I will never, ever, ever second-guess the Youngstown University coaching staff. Whatever they call is fine, but I can tell you right now, a boot pass coming out of the end zone here is a great call because you roll back, they're not looking for it, they're tight in the middle. What a tremendous opportunity to throw one down this right side of the field here. To the Penguins' right side, a little boot pass. I really like it.
All right, I should have known better because they needed to get almost to the 3 and they were at the 5. Another inside handoff and not very much running room for Josiah Dobie. Makes it to the 8. Gain of 1, 3rd and 7.
That's what I'm talking about, Jim. They tighten it up. And truthfully, right now, you want to just get out of this quarter. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. Stay in the huddle. If you're going to punt it, it's nice to have the wind at your back.
And that's what will happen if, in fact, they wind up having to punt. First quarter is over at Standoff Stadium. The Penguins have fired a bullet and scored and dodged a bullet in an exchange of turnovers. At the end of 1, YSU leads 7-0 on YSU TV.
Quality, you'll find it in the associate degree programs at Youngstown State University. Jobs in the health fields are on the rise, and students in YSU's Health and Human Services programs enjoy exceptionally high job placement rates in fields like dental hygiene, emergency medical technology, criminal justice, and others. Plus, all are nationally accredited. And it's affordable because YSU is holding the line on its already low tuition rates. Quality and affordability, all at YSU.
There's a look at Dyke Beatty Field, and in the background, some of the crowd assembled here today for the final regular season home game of the year 2000. The YSU TV crew on hand to bring it to you, and glad you chose to join us.
Well, Jim, it's a nice crowd, and as I came into the stadium today, the tailgate lot was going to full tilt. A lot of sausage, kielbasa, stuffed peppers, stuffed cabbages, You're in this area of the country, brother. It's good cooking out here.
All right, Penguins break the huddle, 3rd and 7 from their own 8. First play of the second quarter.
He got man coverage on his backside. There's the little boot. Go ahead.
Throw over the middle. Guerrero in a battle. No flag thrown. Plenty of jostling. Derek Corker was riding Sean Guerrero's hip and jostled him. They ruled the pass uncatchable. It'll be 4th down.
Well, it had that ball, and they've been able to stay down just a little closer to the sideline and just shot it towards the sideline. Makes it a little easier to throw on the quarterback, but wasn't designed that way.
First punt of the day for Troy Lefebvre, averaging about 38.5 yards a kick, driving spiral, taken back at the 48-yard line. There's a slip and down at the 49.
Troy had the ball in the air, 3.4 seconds. Not a good hang time. You don't have to be polite about that. It wasn't good hang time. It was poor. 3.4 on the college level doesn't cut it. The ball needs to be in the air longer, gives you kick coverage time to get down under the ball. Fortunate that the turf might be a little bit slippery there, and the return man slipped.
44-yard punt, 1-yard return. Southern Illinois first down from its own 49.
5-man front. No blitz.
There's the draw and a nice tackle in the backfield. Martin Stakowitz coming up to make the play in the backfield. on Mario Hall, sophomore running back. That's only his 3rd carry of the season.
Jim, was that Stakowitz or DeMario?
It was 49. It was Stakowitz.
Okay, I got 40 and 49 mixed up. Okay, it was Stakowitz. No, he just penetrated straight across the line up underneath and did a beautiful job on that one. 4:16 to go in the half.
2-yard loss.
14-16.
2nd and 12. Southern Illinois from its own 47. Again, playing without their fine starting quarterback, Sherrard Poteet. Lots of time. Throw out into the flat is complete, and a bruising hit by John Tekak. Mario Hall has come into the game for 2 plays and has been buried both times.
Boy, I'll tell you, when you talk about, when they start talking about the Pixley hit of the week, I can tell you right now, that one's a bell ringer there. Watch this. This is outstanding tackling. Boom. See, the key is to get your shoulder pads up under the other guy's shoulder pads. What a beautiful job of hanging on and making the tackle. Excellent, outstanding.
A 1-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 11. That was Hall's first catch of the year.
You start thinking he don't want to catch.
He's the lone running back.
Pressure.
Kobe to throw, got a man on the sideline, incomplete. Threw it a little bit short, and Brian Hamlet could not get down and make the catch.
Well, Jim, the Penguins defense is running well to the football. There's heavy pressure on the outside here by Tekak, 35. You'll see him come. Johnson blitzed late, 45. Came in. Now, in catching the ball here, the only problem you have is the wind forces it down. It's at your back. You have to crowd the football. That's what Barone will have to do here.
Scott Eberhardt, a 38-yard kick with the wind his first time. This is a pretty decent kick. Barone comes up, lets it bounce at the 22-yard line. Could have caught it. Lets it roll down all the way to the 6.
The ball, again, the ball was in the air about 2.7 seconds. College punt, that's extremely poor. The result, the net result on a turf field is devastating here because the ball hits and it just bounces and bounces. Barone couldn't get to it, couldn't get up. He had stepped back a little deeper and it was anticipating a little better punt. Punter hit the ball out on the end of his foot, so it didn't travel too well.
So the Penguins are backed up once again. Battle of field position right now, going the Salukis' way. Penguins lead 7-0. 13:01 to go, first half. Touchdown, a 27-yard run by Josiah Doby on the first play after the Penguins recovered a fumble. On a high snap, actually. Doby gets the handoff. Not much happening. We have not seen P.J. Mays or Eric Lockhart, for that matter, so far today.
Just a poor job of blocking at the point of attack. You'll see 71 slide his way through. The lead blocking back has his head on the wrong side, so it's just it's not a good job at the point of attack. You have to get your head between the ball carrier and the defensive guy, and they just flat out didn't do it.
Lost the length of the football, but for all practical purposes, it's still 2nd and 10. Eugene Mintz in motion. Fake to Doby. Ryan on the roll. Open in the middle. Caught at the 30. That's Brandon Pedraza refusing to go down, dragging the pile with him. They'll finally whistle him dead at the 34-yard line.
I don't know what the officials
Check
are waiting
that. 89, Sean Guerrero on the catch, not 88, Brandon Pedraza.
Beautiful job. They were able to split the 2-deep zone. Here's that little boot pass. You'll see Jeff Ryan step back in the pocket, make his little fake and roll out. Again, when you're back deep, now here's, right now the forward motion is stopped. The officials should blow the whistle here. They need to blow the whistle.
Way to get somebody hurt.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Ryan now is 4 for 6 for 40 yards. That once again is Eugene Mintz in motion. Fake to Doby. End around. Southern Illinois has got it smelled out, and Gerald Burley, freshman wide receiver, is dragged down for a big loss at the 25-yard line.
That's Brian Broussard, came across. He's out of New Orleans, Louisiana, 6'1", a 260 senior. He played that well. The Penguins thought they had the trick play set up there. But I'll tell you what, that young man stayed at home and did an excellent job. Hopefully that's what happens. You know, if you have your defensive end on that side, you want him to stay there in case something comes back. He was right on the money.
9-yard loss to the 25, 2nd and 19. Handoff over the right side.
Well, when they have 10 people up on the line of scrimmage, they're right there. And again, the YSU coaching staff will continue to take the football up in there, and then all of a sudden they get that big play and they make something happen. Again, I would look for a play action pass here. Of course, on third down, third and long, they know you have to throw it. Sometimes just better go shotgun.
Ball at the 28, 3-yard pickup.
Thank you,
3rd
shotgun.
and 16.
Thank you, shotgun. Pressure, screen.
Right, short screen, Dobie's got it, and Southern Illinois is all over it at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 5, Jason O'Neill. He didn't rush. He just sat back there. He stayed right there and took a free ride on the screen. Now, hopefully we get a little better hang time out of this guy here. Come on, Troy. Get that ball up in the air. Thank you, sir. I like that better.
Kick is away, and it's
you.
a boomer, driving the receiver all the way back to the 26-yard line, and they'll take about a 3-yard loss the way they mark it. And racing down on the coverage for YSU was Demetrius Rich.
Thank you, Troy Lefevre. Now you're talking about 4.3-second hang time. That's a long way from a 3.4. Well, see, when you put the ball up high, you give your people a chance to get under, and the Penguins were right on the ball. What a beautiful job that was. Nice execution.
A 4-yard loss on the return. Southern Illinois takes over at its own 19-yard line, still trailing 7-0. Kobe gives the ball to Hall, hit hard again as he gets to the line of scrimmage, but bounces off and fights his way forward for a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's Gary Quivers in there. Quivers 6'3", 277, a sophomore. Quivers has had 13 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. He's picked up a fumble recovery. He's had a pretty good season here and does a nice job. He'll be back with the Penguins for 2 more years here. Doing a good job. Now the Salukis are up in the spread formation.
2nd and 6. Hall again. Got a good block from his tackle, cut inside across the 25 and out to about the 27 or 28. It'll be short of a first down.
Well, Jimmy really did get a good block off the tackle. Bob Civic out of Mentor ran into a whole bunch of trouble here, 82. You'll see him get bombed down inside. They kind of double teamed him there and did a good job of blocking on the play, and then the pursuit came in to make the tackle. Now it's a 3rd and short. Time for the defense to stand up big again.
Back-to-back 4-yard gains for Hall, who has stepped in here in the 2nd quarter, replacing their leading ball carrier, Tom Koutsos, who was off to a halfway decent start.
5-man front.
Kobe wants to throw. They pick up the blitz up the middle. It's picked off by Tim Johnson at the 30. Can Kobe tackle him? He knocks him out of bounds at the 5. Tim Johnson with the pickoff, his 5th interception of the season.
Now see, when you want to talk about people who study films, he knew right where that was going. He saw the tight end, they snuck the tight end in there, and Johnson's right in the zone, took the ball, and he's off and running. What a beautiful job. He had bluffed the blitz, and then he backed out, and the quarterback dumped it off. Now it's going the other way.
So YSU regains the turnover advantage, taking over at the 5-yard line. 8:12 left. Last turnover they got. First play, touchdown from 27 yards out. They don't have as far to go this time. Jerry Johnson, the fullback. I think we're seeing P.J. Mays in for the first time. We do, and he goes right up the middle for the touchdown. The former East High star on his first play of the game scores his 8th touchdown of the season.
Jim, we better check that referee down there. When P.J. handed that ball off, he took a perfect. We check his eligibility. He received that ball. Watch this. Watch P.J. hand it off here. Go ahead, hand it to him, P.J. Give it to him right there, brother. Watch this. That guy nice job, ref. That's a beautiful job. Jason Paris snapping, a senior. Steve Valley, the holder. Beautiful job to the
Freshman
left.
Stewart, however, pulls the extra point, his second miss of the season on 28 attempts, and the Penguins' lead is a point short of 2 full touchdowns. 13-0 YSU with 8:09 to go, first half on YSU TV.
What does it mean to be a premier metropolitan university? It's a nationally recognized music program and an internationally known English festival, award-winning residence halls, and an incredibly beautiful and safe campus. A 4-time national championship football team, plus a nursing program with the highest consecutive pass rates on the state exam. All this and Ohio's most affordable tuition rates. YSU has lots of firsts and bests to describe our programs, quality and affordability, all at YSU.
Well, for the second time, we have no scoring drive to summarize because for the second time, the Penguins score on the first play after a turnover. This time it was a Tim Johnson interception, returned 25 yards to the 5-yard line, and then P.J. Mays, who had been on the bench for the entire ball game, comes in for his first snap, gets the ball right up the middle, touchdown.
He didn't get dirty, didn't get bumped. He just blew it right up through there. PJ's a fine young man. He's just, I've had the privilege to work with him since he was in high school and continue to work with him here at Youngstown, and he's a beautiful young man. Lefevre ought to put this ball through the end zone without a problem.
Mays, of course, started his collegiate career at the University of Cincinnati, was on the all-newcomer team in the Conference USA, decided to come back home. This one's going to come up just short, taken right at the goal line. Oops, might have been a good idea to let it go.
My.
Penguins are all over that one. Coming down to make the first hit was Dennis DeLugos. Not a good decision, I don't think, on the return that time.
You're going to have a clipping call or a holding. I don't know what the call is on Salukis here. The ball was in the air, 4.2 second hang time, and that's beautiful. When you have the opportunity there to get down and cover a kick. What a great job on the coverage team by the Penguins there. And again, Dennis Dlugos, and his father was the coach at Avon last night as Niles did a nice job of hanging on, and then pulling it out.
Coming from 14-0 down with about 10 minutes to play and winning a 21-20 overtime victory for the second week in a row, and for the second week in a row it ended with a missed extra point by the opponent. A week ago it was Cheney, last night Avon Lake. 1st and 10, Southern Illinois from the 5 after the penalty. Field position now has certainly changed. Again, it is Mario Hall on the carry, and again he finds tough going through the Penguins' middle, gets a yard, 2nd and 9. Hall has replaced Tom Koutsos. We're seeing a lot of backup people. We haven't seen quarterback Gerard Poteet for a single snap for Southern Illinois today. He is on the sideline. I can see him standing on the sideline.
Good job that time. Fonangi was up in there to make the tackle in the backfield. I don't know how you get a safety up in there doing that, but he did it. Tim Johnson is creating havoc in the backfield here also.
Gee, what a surprise.
Yeah, I know.
Penguins jump offside. That was Montrell Thomas making the contact up front. Of course, he immediately pointed to the center and saying, oh, he moved, honest, he moved.
I know he moved. At least he was thinking about moving.
We knew he had to move eventually.
All right, Montrell, settle down. There's no excuse for that. You're right over the center. Look at the guy's hand. When the ball moves, you move. Stop playing games in there.
Takes it out to the 11. 2nd and 4 now for the Salukis.
Truthfully, Montrell's had a great season. 6'2", 287, 14 tackles and a sack. Keep hustling, Montrell.
Part of the Penguins' Florida connection out of Miami. This is Hall again, trying to pick a spot through the middle of the line. Gets to the 12, and they'll still be 3 yards short.
Montrell was up under that one. We still love you, Montrell. that was a good job. He went right up underneath. He made the hit. He's clear. That 5 yards is taken care of, so he's back in business. Good hustle. The defense is really running to the football well today, and that was one of the things that Coach Haycock wanted to see him do today, was run to the football and hit, and they know how to do that.
3rd and 3, Southern Illinois from its own 12-yard line.
Four-man front, no blitz, slant.
Awkward looking throw, and what a blow delivered by Chris Conwell on the intended receiver, Steron Davidson, as the ball whistled by.
Welcome to YSU football. Welcome to hitting Division I AA level at its absolute best. That's when you don't want to run any type of a drag pattern where you have to come underneath. Watch this hit here as you take a look. The ball's, it's overthrown. They're not going to get it.
Yeah, just couldn't quite see it. It was an awkward looking throw too, a very awkward delivery. Here comes the punt. High snap, Everhart will get it away, hangs it up. Fair catch called for. Barone will let it bounce, however, and it will take a little bit of an SIU bounce out to the Salukis 45-yard line. Only a 33-yard punt.
Well, it's only in the air about 3.7 seconds. The other thing is that when you're facing a left-footed punter, the ball comes down the opposite. The spin's put on the ball differently, so it breaks totally the opposite. On where you see a ball follow the line of flight, it comes up and it turns over, it'll always break to the left. Off a right-footed punter, left-foot punter goes the opposite way.
So the Penguins take over in Southern Illinois territory, already leading 14-0. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. P.J. Mays gets his second carry. This one not as successful. Instead of 5 yards and a touchdown, it's 2 yards and a cloud of AstroTurf.
Yeah, welcome to hitting now, P.J. You're all right there, brother. He came up through there. The Salukis defensive line did a real nice job in there. Adkins and Scheffler, I believe it was, in on that tackle. And I tell you, another guy for them. What am I looking at? He got the wrong side of that board up there, Jim. Let's flip them boards over, brother. Yes, sir. Flip them boards over.
Never happened.
Spread formation.
Dennis DeLugos in motion. Ryan to throw. Wide open, Eric Lockhart at the 40. First down and pulled down on the sideline. Ball loose. Penalty marker down. Could be against Southern Illinois. Eric Lockhart certainly is not appreciative of whatever went on over there. So that's Eric's first snap of the day, and he makes a big play.
Well, Jimmy ran a little out pattern. They put the double split end. Jeff Ryan will step back in the pocket here. He throws that ball off balance, forget about the wrong foot. He wasn't even on his feet. I mean, take a look. That was awesome. If they could run that back again. The ball did come out, but he was down. But Ryan is in mid-air when he releases this ball. You talk about quarterbacks, plant your back foot, pose, and do this and do that. Ryan just completes the pass.
6 of 8 for...
Watch him right here. Here he goes. Now he's up in the air. Here he comes. Look at his feet.
Looks like Omar Vizquel.
Hey. Camera crew, that's a great job. That was beautiful, camera crew. Absolutely beautiful.
Eric Lockhart, only his second catch of the year, good for 14 yards, and the penalty will tack on some more. Ryan is 6 of 8 for 55 through the air in the early going. Here comes the march off.
5:39 to go and a half. Penguins leading 13-0. Truthfully, in this first half, defensively, they have done, you call it RH, run and hit. And they have done that.
Yeah, let's see. I have 438-40. I've got Southern Illinois for 52 yards in net offense, and then you have to take 23 off of that on the high snap, which they lost. So they're down to like 29 yards in offense, and there's a blast. Crummy being planted on his posterior by a Southern Illinois defender. The mark-off, however, will come against the Penguins, and I think they lose points on the landing as well.
The landing wasn't good. Now,
no style points for Pat Crummy that time.
They're going to fire the Penguins up here and get themselves drilled here in a few minutes. But there was a little movement by the tackle there. It was Crummy, and he got paid for it, so he'll sit still next time.
1st and 15 from the 19.
Double tight end, flank left, eye.
The wide receiver is Denver Williams. Ryan with an audible. He's going to move Eric Lockhart from his fullback spot to an offset with P.J. Mays as the tailback. He'll option right, fakes the pitch, keeps it, gets a couple.
That's a good job there. Jeff Ryan set it up. They shifted their defense over a little bit, went out to that into the short side of the field there. You get one defender over there. The nice part was what the outside linebacker, or the strong linebacker, Teddy Sims played that real well, made a nice tackle on the play.
And we'll call it a 2-yard pickup, make it 2nd and 13 for the Penguins.
Penguins have the wide side of the field to the left. Good place to roll out. You may just go straight back, go to that corner, opposite corner. Here you go.
Heavy rush, Ryan in trouble, can't get away, dragged down back at the 35-yard line. I mentioned earlier, this Southern Illinois team may be 2-7, but they stack up sacks and tackles for loss in big numbers, but they also have the propensity to give up the big play.
Well, the Penguins had a couple crossing patterns going on. I thought that Jeff Ryan was trying to set up a screen pass here. The pressure came just a little bit too quick, and then he couldn't get rid of the football. Did a great job of hanging on to the ball. I realize that, you know, the loss is big, but maybe this would give the field goal kicker a chance to kick a long one with the wind.
Well, let's see. The Penguins are 3rd and 30. Penguins pick up the rush. Here it comes again, and the ball goes incomplete. And that heavy rush coming from outside linebacker Dante Stovall, a senior out of East St. Louis.
Well, boy, I'll tell you, he just pounded Jeff Ryan into the turf there. That's the kind of, you don't like to see that kind of hit on your quarterback. That's all there is to it. The blocking breaks down. Jeff had to wait just a split second on the read, and he just got hammered in there.
It's not real critical in 3rd and forever, but a pretty lousy spot on the football, which was nestled up a lot closer to the 34 when the ball was snapped.
Jim. I like this. We get a shot at a 52.
52-yard field goal. Jake Stewart is out there. This will be Jake's first attempt from outside 50. As long this year as 45. He's got the wind at his back and an angle to the left. It's either a timeout for Southern Illinois or the Penguins. They did take too much time. So much for the field goal attempt.
Yeah, that changes it up. Yeah, that'll fire you up, man. You got your chance to kick it. You got to hustle, get your backside out there and do the job. 3:31 to go in the half. Penguins leading 13-0. Now this will give Troy Lefevre a chance to dump one inside.
Troy averaging 46 yards on his 2 punts so far, but he's only got 40 between the spot and the end zone right now.
Well, Jimmy, he needs about a 25, 28 yarder. Just dump it high in the air or kick it out of bounds.
Nice,
either one. That's good. Good
little
kick.
Angle toward the near side. There's the bounce at the 15. Penguins have got it covered. Demetrius Rich was back there, and then hustling to scoop it up on the run, Canfield's Kenny Bond. And again, pinning Southern Illinois deep.
Yeah, now see, on that punt there, we give Troy Lefevre an A+. That's an A+ right there. Hang time had nothing to do with it. Style, no point, none of that.
All right, 3:22 left, first quarter. Penguins lead it, 13-zip.
In downtown Youngstown, Ohio, sits one of the finest educational treasures you'll find anywhere. 13,000 students on a beautiful 130-acre campus, enjoying top-notch faculty, career-building degree programs from performing arts to healthcare, and a wide range of activities to keep them entertained, in good shape, and smiling all the way to commencement. It's all very, very affordable, and it's close to home. Isn't it time you took a close look at Youngstown State University?
Southern Illinois with a first down short toss out into the flat. Kevin Kobe hitting Brian Hamlet for a 4-yard pickup.
And Demetrius Rich was the man out there, number 9 on the tackle. He came up from he's a 5'10", 170-pound sophomore.
Tom Koutsos back in the lineup, gets the ball and explodes over the left side of the line across the 15 for a first down. A little bit of a difference in the aggressiveness of the two running backs we've seen. The youngster Hall a little tentative. Of course, he got popped pretty good the first 2 times he touched it. Koutsos with a lot more explosion and aggressiveness.
And that's Tony Barone coming up from the defensive free safety position. former Cardinal Mooney football player, has really worked his way into this YSU ball club on every angle possible.
Koutsos again. This time he bounces it outside, and Barone forces him out of bounds at the 25-yard line, short of a first down.
Jim, just going back to Tony Barone, number 31, and Barone is 5'9", 180 pounds, sophomore. He has 40 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. Just a great young man to work with. Again, I've had the privilege to work with him since he was probably in the, I don't know, 7th or 8th grade, but he's been a 110% guy ever since I met him.
2:24 left in the first half. Fullback getting the ball, Reeves, and he is thumped down, but it's close to a first down.
Well, number 52 that time, Michael Thomas. Now, he's a 225-pound linebacker. Watch the hit here. Watch this guy's numbers change direction. Boom, right there. He came right up underneath him.
Thomas is in, playing in place of Justin Delarose, who injured an ankle early in the ball game.
And
that would be a big blow to this Penguins defense to lose a linebacker the caliber of Justin Delarose. He and Tim Johnson have been a devastating tandem.
Yep. And, Michael Thomas's alma mater, Canfield High School, will play in the state playoffs tonight. We have Niles continues on in the playoffs. We'll see Springfield local later this afternoon or this evening. 2:18 to go in the half.
Southern Illinois with the first down at its own 27-yard line. Salukis trailing the Penguins 13-0. Penguins have converted 2 turnovers into scores today, missed an extra point on the second one. Touchdown runs by Josiah Dobie of 27 and PJ Mays of 5. Kobe, lots of time, airs it out, deep near side, tipped away. Good coverage once again by Demetrius Rich. The intended receiver was Brian Hamlet, and Rich had him all the way.
Well, Jim, it was a great defensive play, and Rich was in perfect position. Just an excellent play there. Now watch it. See the lead tip of the football. What happens when the wind hits the ball off of a right-hand passer, that pushes it to the outside. And truthfully, that's where you want to throw the ball in this type of wind.
3 of 8 for just 16 yards for Kevin Kobe, the backup quarterback for Southern Illinois, just a sophomore out of Naperville, Illinois. There's a quick throw to the sideline, off the fingertips of Brian Hamlet.
Yeah, when you turn your thumbs in like that on an out pattern, you give a smaller target. For your young receivers watching, that's poor technique, extremely poor. He could have stuck his left hand out a little bit further, but he turned the thumbs in. Watch his hands here. It hits, there's a small target right there.
Yep,
oh, God, that fires me up. Holy mackerel, I get worked up on that stuff.
And Hamlet should know better. He's a junior, and he's caught 26 passes this year.
Yeah. I used to tell him, I'd cut your hands off, freeze them, and send them to Saudi Arabia. Jeez Louise, that fires me up. Wow.
A lot of little things that people don't think about when they see what look like simple plays. And
oh, that's a detail, Jim. Have your thumbs in the right place, that's all.
Third and 10. Here's the out pattern, thrown high, incomplete, good stick. Toner Barone, he would not let Nick Wofford hang on to the football. Fourth down.
Beautiful job, Anthony Barone. Coach Don Butchie, Cardinal Mooney, he'll be proud of that hit. That's just another Cardinal Mooney guy doing a job. Now move up a little bit, Tony, move up a little bit. Don't stay back so far.
3rd and 10.
The left-footed punter, the ball spins a little different.
Make it 4th and 10. 1:50 left.
Move up a little bit. See, Tone's lined up over this way because he knows the wind's going to push it.
Everhart with a 39-yard average on his 3 kicks so far. Perfect snap. High floating but short kick. Barone calls for, dives, misses the fair catch, and Southern Illinois falls on it at the YSU 46.
Okay, Jim, see, that's the tough part. You got a left-footed punter. The ball was kicked high. It's in the air 4.4 seconds. And now on the way down, the ball was wobbling. Extremely difficult to catch that football. Extremely difficult. Minute 4. Watch this ball coming down. Now it hits the peak. It hits the apex. Now it starts to break to Barone's left. He's out of position right now. He should catch that ball on his right side, not on the left side. The ball's going away too fast.
So Southern Illinois regains possession. That will go as a turnover against the Penguins. Turnovers even at 2 apiece now, and Tom Koutsos gets the ball into the middle of the line, picks up about a yard.
That was an interesting play. They tried to run a trap there. The halfback, 34, ended up knocking it. Watch this here. Now the halfback will trip the guard up. See, the halfback's already caused a problem. The guard can't get through. Timing on the play was kind of poor, and it's another thing that'll cause you to have a long season.
2nd and 9 from the Penguins' 45, 1:10 left. First half. Split backs, widely split at that. Kobe airs it out. Wobbler almost picked off by John Tekak. He couldn't hang on. We're going to get a penalty against Southern Illinois. Fullback Donnie Reeves gave John Tekak a shove after the ball had gone by, and he will get flagged for a personal foul.
Well, Jimmy hit him in the back, and you can't do that. That's all there is to it. Watch it here. There's no excuse for this hit. It's an unnecessary hit right here. Boom, right there. You go up and see you hit the guy in the back. The play's already gone.
Yeah, play was over.
You're hitting the guy in the back. That's dumb football. Now they got the centers over here warming up. Take a shot at a field goal if they can get in a little closer.
It's going to take a big play here because they're going to be nailed with a 15-yard penalty, and it'll knock them back into their own territory big time.
Well, the center just went over to talk things over with somebody else. They got one guy on the sideline down there in a short sleeve shirt. I remember when I was a young coach, I came out and I used to watch Woody Hayes, you know. So I went without a shirt and I got pleurisy in the middle of my back. I thought I was having a heart attack. I couldn't even move for 3 days. I quit that. I wear a coat all the time now.
Too soon old, too late smart.
Yeah, but Woody was tough at that. He'd go with that doggone, you know, he'd go with that T-shirt, that white shirt and a tie. That was it.
3rd and long for Southern Illinois.
4-man rush. Out
throw to the outside, complete and stepping out of bounds at midfield was Sterron Davidson, his 13th catch of the season.
And that's Mike Thomas again, the junior from Canfield. He's a redshirt junior, and he has 16 tackles, tackle for loss, and a fumble recovery. Watch him here. He makes a nice hit there. 54 seconds.
The ball at midfield.
Left-footed punter causes problems.
Kick is away. Good rush that time by Andre Coleman. Barone takes the ball at the 23 and is rolled out of bounds immediately.
Well, see, that's, again, when the wind is at your back, it's actually pushing the ball. It looks like the ball's coming to you, but on the way down, the ball actually starts to go away from you, and that's why it's hard to catch with the wind at your back. And Tony Barone did a good job that time of taking the ball out of bounds. Of course, he did get hit, and he did have some help getting out of bounds. 47 seconds on the clock.
See what the Penguins choose to do with a 13-0 lead. They choose to draw to Josiah Dobie. He looks for running room that does not exist.
Well, there was no running room there, and the inside linebacker was sniffing that one out. That's number 39. Teddy Sims did a good job. Teddy Sims had 83 tackles coming into this ball game. Just an outstanding football player.
Another tackle for loss for Southern Illinois. They had over 100 on the season coming into the ball game. Less than 20 seconds to go here before halftime. Penguins leading 13-0, 2nd and 11 at their own 17.
And Sims had 15% of the 100.
Dobie again
Sims
searching for running room over the right side, fights his way out to the 19, and that'll be the final play of the first half. 2 turnovers, the difference for YSU. They convert them both into scores. And at the end of the first half of the final home game of the regular season, the Penguins lead Southern Illinois 13-0 on YSU TV.
In this age of rapidly changing technology, individuals with technical skills are in demand, and YSU's associate degree programs can help you accelerate your career in the most sought-after technical fields. Fields like computer and office information systems, drafting and design, and engineering technologies. Plus, hands-on classes and internships give our students exceptionally high job placement rates. And it's affordable because YSU is holding the line on its already low tuition rates. Quality and affordability, all at YSU.
Halftime at YSU has nearly ended. The team's returning to the field. YSU leading Southern Illinois 13-0. This is the Gateway wrap-up for the Penguins, who still have hopes of winning the championship outright if Northern Iowa can upset Western Illinois, sharing the championship technically if Western Illinois also wins, although by virtue of its win in direct competition with YSU, Western Illinois would get the automatic berth to the Division I AA playoffs. But if the Penguins win this one, being 9-1, they'd pretty much have a lock on a playoff spot. The question is, what is their fate for getting a home game? Many questions still to be answered, and of course there's another week to go on the road after this that could impact all that. Neither team an offensive juggernaut in the first half, that's for sure. Southern Illinois, 27 rushes, 35 net yards. That includes a 23-yard loss on a high snap from center on a shotgun formation in which the Penguins recovered a fumble to set up their first touchdown. Through the air, backup quarterback Kevin Kobe, just 4 of 12 for 25 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. The Penguins on the ground just 31 yards on 18 carries. That includes a couple of sacks and also a loss of 9 yards on a reverse. So they're not doing much at all. Josiah Dobie, the leading rusher, with 45 yards on 12 carries, and Tom Koutzis has 50 yards on 14 carries for Southern Illinois. Jeff Ryan has completed 6 of 9 for 55 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions through the air. So the Penguins' total net offense, by my count, in the first half, 86 yards. Southern Illinois just 58 yards. So neither team doing much of anything offensively, and a kind of an odd note here with one exception. Well, I take that back. I misread the stat sheet. I was going to say nobody's caught more than one pass this afternoon, but the Penguins have Andre Coleman with 2 for 17 yards and Josiah Dobie 2 for 6 yards. Punting has been an adventure. Everhart for Southern Illinois, 5 punts, an average of just over 37 a kick, and Troy Lefevre 3 kicks for an average of 42 for the Penguins. The Salukis will get the ball to start the second half. 2 of their top players have not appeared today. Mark Chastain, a flanker who is their leading receiver, did not even make the trip, and starting quarterback Sherrard Poteet remained on the bench the entire first half, stood along the sidelines. He's dressed, ready to go. Maybe hurt, but nobody said anything. Kickoff will float deep into the end zone, but out it will come to the 15, short of the 20-yard line. On the return that time, a gutsy effort, Joseph Lige.
Yeah, Jim, we'll give him a little credit on that one because that ball was at least 3 yards into the end zone there. The hang time was 4.2. Penguins did have the coverage down there. He was able to pick up one block and work upfield with the ball. Now the Penguins defense will go to work here at the 18-yard line. 5-man front.
And Kevin Kobe remains the Southern Illinois quarterback. Did not have a good first half. Gives it to Tom Koutzis, who bounces off contact in the backfield and fights his way out to the 22-yard line.
Well, Jim, I was following Tim Johnson, inside linebacker. You try to figure out, what's this guy thinking when the ball snapped. He sat down in there. They tried to set it up to make it look like a pass play, and it was the draw. Johnson never dropped back into curl zone. Watch here. See, Johnson read this. Watch him step up now. Here he comes, 45. He's right there in the hunt, and he read it real well.
Gain of almost 4, second and a long 6 coming up from just short of the 23-yard line. Kobe, short drop, quick out, pass complete. First down at the 30, 35. And over to make the hit, Nanji with help from Demetrius Rich. The pass was caught by Brian Hamlet.
Nanji is a senior for the Penguins, had a real fine career here in the defensive secondary. He's in that 5'8", 185-pound category, excellent speed, and does a nice job on coverage and comes up and hits. Penguins back again. Now it looks like a 5-man front. Probably going to come pressure from the top side.
First down at the 33. Hamlet's second catch of the day. Kutzos fights his way through traffic in the middle again and out across the 45 to the 46. And I want to correct myself. The first down was at the 38, not the 33.
Well, they did slant the end, Tikek, and he ran right past it. He actually came down inside so fast that he ended up going right past the play, and they're able to move the football up the field again. That's a pretty good first down play for this ball club.
Brings up second and short 3 from the 45.
Blitz.
Picked up. Hall in at running back, gets it, comes up a yard short.
Well, the right inside linebacker, Thomas, came across. He fired early, and then the rest of the troops followed up here. You'll see Thomas come in just a little bit early on this, and they try to set it up again. They do a pretty nice job on the draw play, and there comes the pressure. Now, the guy on the tackle is Tim Johnson, and like I say, Thomas is 52, 6 feet, 225 from Canfield High School.
Playing in place of Justin Delarose, who was injured in the first half early in the ball game.
6-man front.
3rd and 1. Kutzos with the ball, and this time he is drilled. He did not get it.
Good job by the defensive line. The Penguins came up in their, they go 6-man front in the middle of the field here, and they're up pretty tight on the line. You'll see the heavy penetration. You have to get up under people. You'll see Thomas and Johnson both there. This should be short of the first down.
It is, there's no question. This is one of those measurements that is merely a courtesy.
Well,
just to show,
truthfully,
show the offense how far they have to go, but this isn't even close.
Show them that the lines are straight on the field, too. You know, I mean, just take a look.
Length of the football is short, and that was pretty obvious from the time that they got up from the bottom of the pile.
Well, you know,
Southern
Jim,
Illinois with nothing to lose at 2 and 7.
Oh, I'd go for
down
this.
13-0, and the length of the football to get, they're going for it.
I'd go for this, and this would be a good chance for the Penguins defense just to come up and make a big hit. Just make a, they did it before down at the goal line. They made a big play. This would be good. The crowd will get into this. They're going to fire it up. They might get delay a game here.
Well, the officials are holding them up. The play clock has not actually started yet. They're resetting the chains on the sideline.
There we go.
Now the play clock starts, and here comes the crowd. 4th and 1 for Southern Illinois. Sun breaking through.
Yeah, he's going to call it time.
Kobe directing a little traffic and wants a timeout. They were going to try and draw YSU offside, and Kobe, with 10 seconds left on the play clock, burns a timeout for Southern Illinois.
Well, that's one of those plays you're looking for somebody along the line of scrimmage to do something dumb, and hopefully as this coaching staff, the Penguins, work with their people, they just tell them to sit there and wait until you're ready to go. Wait till somebody moves. I'd still turn around. If I was the Salukis, I'd come back and go for it. But,
well, they're still going to go for it. I mean, they've got Kevin Kobe, the quarterback, in the huddle on the sideline. There's a meeting of the Brain Trust, and they are relaying a message to him. That is him, number 15. And they are putting Tom Kutzos back in the ball game, number 24, replacing Mario Hall, the sophomore. Kutzos is a sophomore too, for that matter, but he's got much better numbers. He's a little bigger. Over 1,100 yards rushing on the season, counting his effort today. He lines up behind fullback Donnie Reeves. 4th and 1, crowd back in it again. Snap. Kutzos gets the football. No running room over the right side. Penguins were all over it. Mike Thomas was there. Tim Johnson was there. Demetrius Rich was there. Penguins stuff Southern Illinois.
And another guy that was there getting up off of the bottom is Tony Barone, the free safety. What an awesome job he did of coming up in there Gary Quivers is going to come off limping. We got a couple of Penguins shaking up on that.
And Luke Shoemaker is a little slow to get up. He's down on one knee. They actually lost a yard on that play. And YSU will get its first possession of the second half at the Southern Illinois 46. Now, you may recall that Shoemaker escaped a potentially serious injury last week when he was the victim of a blatant clip, was just rolled up on from behind, went down in a heap, but...
Well, Jim, they're looking for a contact lens. Dr. Duffet's out there checking him out. He said, it's one of them contact lenses. Somebody got a hand up in his face mask or up underneath there, and his contact maybe it just got moved around. So the Penguins offense are going to start in the Salukis territory. Coach Tressel there on the side checking his notes. There's the guy with the cord. He walks up and down. He gets 22 miles a game.
Those two guys are in great shape, aren't they? Tressel and company. Jeff Ryan, the quarterback. Jerry Johnson is the fullback. I think P.J. Mays is opening up at tailback here in the second half. He'll get the ball on the first carry, puts his head down into the left side of the line and gets nothing.
That offensive line did a very poor job of blocking. That didn't look pretty at all. They tried to run a little fold block inside, and absolutely there's no place for the back to go. The Salukis filled the gaps and did the job. Yeah, you talk about Coach Tressel walking. I see him out exercising with the wife. They're out walking down around Tippecanoe. I told him, walk on some other road, Coach. We don't need you getting run over out there.
Steve Robneck is checked in on the offensive line, senior, who of course sustained a serious injury in preseason, but battled back through rehab. Ball batted at the line of scrimmage, and Eugene Mintz picks it out of the air. It'll go as a completed pass.
Now that's a little tip drill. Coach is always working on a tip drill. Somebody tips the ball, somebody catches it, and Jeff Ryan stepped in there. Somebody stuck a hand up. I don't know if it stuck a hand or hit off a shoulder pad, but the ball bounced in the air, and the Penguins are back on the line of scrimmage, and third down, Ryan's ready to go.
First catch of the day for Eugene Mintz, and for only 2 yards. He has come out of nowhere in the preseason. He was hurt to become the Penguins' leading receiver, his 21st catch of the season.
They're setting in a two deep zone. Something could
shotgun,
open in the middle.
Heavy rush. Ryan wanted to throw and then decided to eat the football, and he'll take a big loss.
Jeff Ryan is one of the toughest guys in the world. I mean, this guy gets hit, you know, he just he'll flip the ball over to the referee. He had a wrist sprain. He had an ankle sprain. But you'll never know it with how tough he is. Now we can go ahead and boot this ball a little bit. Get it up high. Oh boy, here we go.
Ball caught at the 14, missed tackle. Return man is drilled.
Oh my.
Von Nanji, I believe. Yes, Von Nanji absolutely crushing Matt Frazee on the return.
I tell you, there's some hits. See, this is what speed does for you. When you're quicker than the other people and you can come down. Watch this collision here. When you have tremendous, you got all red shirts over there. I don't know where this guy was going. His wall was on the other side of the field. Probably has a little trouble with directions there.
40-yard kick and a 7-yard return. Southern Illinois starts from its own 21-yard line.
Double tight end, I, flank left, blitz.
Well, the pile just being dragged along. Tom Koutsas, the ball carrier, across the 25 to about the 26, a 5-yard pickup.
Now he's trying to pick up some yards in there, and he had a block there, number 76, Jared Joyner. Joyner did a pretty nice job blocking that play. He's a 286-pounder up there doing the lead blocking, and then you have Atkins, 6'4", 300. He's a freshman.
2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line.
Pass play
9:40 left, third quarter, 13-0 YSU. Flip out into the flat to Reeves, the fullback, and he is chopped down by John Tekak short of the 30-yard line. That for Reeves, just his 6th catch of the year.
But Jimmy, as you watch the tackling here today, watch this hit on the outside, because Tekak will line this up. Watch him take aim right here. You young football player, watch him take aim. Now he keeps his head on the front side. You could use that in a clinic. Just take that film, cut it out. Watch it all day long and you learn how to tackle right there. That was a beautiful job.
3 straight short completions for Kobe. Now 6 of 14 for 43 yards.
But Jim, they have to throw the ball here. They can't run it. They couldn't run it for a yard. They got to throw it.
Going for the out, and he leaves it short. They've thrown that pass about 3 or 4 times, and every time he leaves it short.
Well, the problem is he keeps misjudging the wind. The wind pushes the ball. Watch this. He'll step back here and he'll throw it. Let's see, his hand's too far back on the ball. You see the ball wobble like that? The receiver had a shot at it. He just couldn't bring it in. Tony Barone, brother, move up a little bit, would you please?
Scott Everhart averaging 37.2 a kick today against the season average of 35. Barone back at the Penguins 40. Just under 9 minutes to go, third quarter.
Left-footed
A
punter.
little bit of a high snap, no problem. Line drive kick. Barone will take it at the Penguins 44 with running room to the near side and rolled out of bounds short of the 35-yard line.
Well, that's one of those kicks, see, when that ball's in the air 3 seconds, that gives Tony Barone a chance. Now watch him. See, the wind's going to push it downhill. He was working to get there on that side of the field, catch the ball on the number 3's what you try to teach him there. When the ball's going that way, you want to catch it on the right number. So he worked that ball in. You see it hit him on the number 3, and that's right where he's supposed to be. Offense has great position.
Only a 27-yard kick and a 19-yard return for Toner Barone. That's his best, maybe his best of the season. Penguins again in Southern Illinois territory. Couldn't take advantage of it on their first possession of the half. Ryan to throw on first down. He's got Eugene Mintz. Makes the catch and is tackled immediately at the 20-yard line. Andre King on the tackle.
That's just a great throw. Jeff Ryan makes a little quick move, steps back into the pocket, and then fires the ball out there to Mintz. Mintz makes a nice catch. This ball was wobbling. It's up a little bit high. Now you'll see the quarterback overstride into that ball, and that's what puts the wobble on the ball. There's 2 reasons the ball wobble when it's thrown. Hands too far back, or the stride is too wide. That time the stride was too wide.
8 of 11, 74 yards for Jeff Ryan, stride or not. Throwing deep. He's got Mintz going from the corner of the end zone. Pass interference, a whole handful of jersey that time for Rod Grady. He saved the touchdown, but he's going to cost his team some yardage.
The guy did the right thing there. You got to hang on to that jersey. Don't let the guy catch it, because he had him beat all the way.
Here it is. Mintz got him turned around in the end zone.
There he is. He's got him by the shirt.
That jersey was all stretched out.
What do they?
Well, they're going to call it incomplete. They say the pass was uncatchable.
Okay. We can't debate the officials are calling the game.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. Sean Guerrero, wide left. Denver Williams in motion that way. Josiah Doby hit behind the line of scrimmage. You can see why this team has put up over 100 tackles for loss during the course of this season. They are very aggressive up front.
How do you pronounce that guy's name? What's his first name?
Tavita Tovio,
I'm glad
senior
you had
defensive
that
tackle out of Honolulu, 285-pounder.
Oh, he's out of Hawaii. No wonder he likes this weather. It's a little cooler over here. Here in the ice castle. 3rd down. A lot of times Penguins will end up with some type of a drag pattern with the tight end here, but not this time. This is a shotgun and a spread formation. You're going to have people running everywhere.
3 left.
He's got man coverage on the top. That's
rolling
where he's going.
Right, looking for Doby. Now looking over the middle for Mintz. There's the throw. Mintz with the catch and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line for a first down.
You have to love Jeff Ryan. When you talk about doing things under pressure, the guy's absolutely super. I mean, right there, he moved out, he rolled to his right, and just put the ball. Watch this. And the defender's there, he just can't quite keep up. And again, that's where you come back and talk about speed.
Well, and Eugene Mintz kept running the pattern. He didn't quit, and he just ran right into Jeff Ryan's field of vision and got some separation from the defender. Too many men on the field for Southern Illinois. Josiah Doby takes the football. Well, everybody knew it except the officials. No flag on the play.
Yeah, there is. No,
Is
down
there?
in the end zone. Our guy in the end zone who took the handoff from P.J. May,
Yep,
he got it.
It's laying in the corner of the S there. I didn't see it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, he was on the ball. He saw what was going on. That's why they pay him the big bucks back there. See, he watches over everything. Then he just flipped his flag out on the ground and picked it up now, put it in a pocket, get ready for another call.
Well, I'm not sure. They put the ball down at the 7-yard line, but that'd have to be I thought, isn't that a dead ball foul or not? No, I guess it's not because it's not officially a violation until the ball is snapped.
7:10 to go, third quarter. Penguins leading 13-0, and they're going to have the ball at about the 4-yard line. And that should be a first down. It is.
It is still first down. First and goal, Penguins from the 4. Trying to add to their lead. And defense has got to be thinking about pitching a shutout. They've done a terrific job here today. Eric Lockhart with the football, drives through the right side, pulls up short of the goal line. Eric, the transfer from University of Louisville, trying to get his 3rd touchdown of the season.
They went up in behind Pat Crummy and Dave Hong on that play. You'll see him hit up in there. Lead blocker Jerry Johnson doing
Might
a
have
nice
been
job.
Steve Rovnak because Dave Hong, I think, is sidelined today.
Rovnak's in there now?
54, I believe.
Okay.
If 64 is in there, it's a surprise. He was not supposed to play.
66,
it is
73.
54, Steve Rovnak.
Pat Crummy.
2-yard pickup, 2nd and goal from the 2. Lockhart again, drives, touchdown. He did get it. Eric Lockhart with his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the Penguins lead 19-0.
A good job on the part of the offensive line. You get down in there, sometimes you just need to strap it up and take it in, and that time they worked together well to push that over. Again, Pat Crummy is the 73, the right tackle. Jerry Johnson, 34. You don't hear his name mentioned a lot. Right now you have Jason Paris, the snapper, Steve Valley, the holder, a quarterback.
Stewart, who missed an extra point earlier, drills this one cleanly and puts the Penguins in front 20-0 with 6:17 to go in the 3rd quarter on YSU TV.
I enjoyed it here. YSU helped me realize my goal. We were encouraged to do a lot of hands-on stuff, and we got personal attention. Youngstown State gave me a great start. You may want to study the stars, or teach, or write music, or be an engineer, or make a career in business. To accomplish your goal, you need a solid education. YSU can give you that.
Launch your career at YSU. Call 1-877-GO-TO-YSU.
Well, for the first time today, we can summarize a YSU scoring drive because it took more than one play. There's a look at the YSU cheerleaders who have something extra to cheer about. Penguins that time set up by a 19-yard punt return by Toner Barone, go 37 yards in 6 plays, use 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Eric Lockhart punching it in from 2 yards out, and Jake Stewart adding the extra point. Dick, before that, or right after the touchdown, you mentioned Jerry Johnson's blocking. You don't hear about him much. In fact, he's a rare bird. He's a fullback that has not carried the football. He's not carried the football for YSU this season, but Jim Tressel has called Jerry Johnson maybe the best blocking fullback he's had here, and that's saying a lot because he's had a lot of good fullbacks.
There's been some great football players come through this place to put up 4 national championships.
Troy Lefevre with a strong kick, and this will go about 8 yards deep in the end zone and bounce up against the fence for a touchback.
Don't worry about hang time. Don't worry about blocking. Don't worry about coverage. Kick it out of the end zone, and Troy Lefevre gets an A+ on that one. They'll start. The Salukis will start at the 20, and the defense is ready to go again.
Joseph Liege, for just a moment, looked like he had a thought about trying to pick that thing off. He had returned the last one from about 5 deep in the end zone.
33, Russell Stubant's in there for the Penguins. 11, You got
Chris Conwell. He is, of course, playing in place of Eddie Blizzard today.
5-man front.
Demetrius Rich over on the other corner. Here is Gerard Poteet at quarterback for the first time today, and he calls his own number, escapes Timmy Johnson, and turns it upfield for about an 8-yard gain. Poteet, a very talented senior. He has thrown for over 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's rushed for 225 yards and a touchdown this year. He's a very dangerous player.
Tremendous speed on the part of the linebackers. They actually overran the quarterback that time. That's why he picked up a few more yards. They were just flying to that outside to get there to shut it down. Did a good job. Now the Penguins are up with a 4-man front, no blitz.
Salukis apparently figuring, okay, they've spotted the Penguins 20. Now they can go out with their A troops. There's a good throw and a nice catch by Steron Davidson. Isn't it funny? They've had a couple of balls that maybe were catchable with a little extra effort from the backup quarterback. Didn't quite make the play. There's a ball that was a little bit high, not a difficult catch, but not the easiest, and Davidson grabbed it like it had been handed to him, just because it's off the hands of the #1 quarterback, I guess.
He just reached up, pulled that thing in there, and did a good job with it. Again, you wonder why the #1 guy wasn't in there the whole ball game.
So Poteet has his first completion, and Davidson has his second catch. First down for Southern Illinois at the 33-yard line. Poteet, quick throw, juggle, catch, thought for a moment he fumbled it, but he rolled over on it. Out to the 50-yard line and a first down. Brian Hamlet, who's had a couple of misadventures trying to catch the football previously today, took that one, no problem.
That's just a quick slant inside. It's a spread formation. They had double split in, a slot to the right, a tight end to the left, one back set. Quarterback just stepped straight back into the pocket, just like a gunslinger there. He just fired it right out there.
Well, you know what you notice on those two throws, they both had pace. Kobe looked tentative all day long. He was kind of lobbing it, shot putting it, never really whistled the ball to anybody. There's a delay to Koutsos, hit at the line of scrimmage by Timmy Johnson, and down he goes, no gain.
What a job by Johnson. What a great linebacker. Again, Johnson has 124 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and I guess we could keep on going because he has a whole bunch more today, Jim.
Well, he's added to those numbers today, including a pickoff. Of course, had a big pick last week in OT. No gain, 2nd and 10. 50-yard line. Southern Illinois with the ball, 4:22 to play, third quarter. Penguins lead 20-0.
Double split in, double flank.
Lots of time for Poteet, and has a wide open receiver underneath, and a big hit, but a first down at the Penguins' 39-yard line. Matt Meckling making Steron Davidson pay for that catch.
See, that's bad. When the tackle, Meckling is a 6'4", 270. Watch this now. See, this is a bad deal because the receiver, they all both sprinted off. Then he stopped and came back, and then here comes Meckling. He almost popped that ball out of there. What? That was close.
Kevin Kobe, the starting quarterback today, 6 of 15, 43 yards. Gerard Poteet, 3 for 3 for 34, and he's got the Salukis on the move with less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3 wideouts to the right at the bottom of your screen there. 1 running back, and the running back Koutsos will get the ball on the delay, spins off a tackle in the backfield, but there's plenty of help. Guy Mazzard is the guy who missed the initial tackle, but he had plenty of help from his buddies.
That was a good job on the part of Penguins, and the difference between this Poteet and the other quarterback is just what Jim said. He has rhythm. I mean, he just steps back in there, has a lot of confidence, fires the ball, and does a nice job with it. Penguins defense has picked up well on the draw play. 3:17 to go in the third quarter. Penguins lead 20-0.
2nd and 7 from the YSU 36-yard line. Same formation. This time it's a throw. And a good hit. Tim Johnson sticks Kevin Gleason, who made the catch and paid for it at the Penguins 28. Only the 2nd catch of the year for Gleason. But Poteet's starting to spread the ball around, too.
Jim, he has excellent timing. He's just stepping in the ball. And you know, this comes back to the coaching staff, too, in the type of patterns that they're throwing. They're throwing more in routes now instead of the the longer sideline and the out routes, so it's made it pretty easy to get these completions here.
A first down at the 28, and Poteet in 4 throws has the same amount of passing yardage as Kobe did in 15 attempts.
Tight end right.
Koutsos, not much going on in the middle of the line, got maybe a couple.
Well, down underneath there you have Montrell Thomas, number 97, and he plugs up a pretty good hole. Montrell is 6'2", 287, a senior with 14 tackles and a sack, and he jammed that middle up pretty good that time. Then the linebackers are flying to the football. Tim Johnson's had a great football game today.
Koutsos now 22 carries for 70 yards, so a little over 3 yards a carry for him, and he's used to picking up about 4.5 a tote. He again is the lone running back, 2 wideouts right off the top of your screen. Poteet wants to throw, big rush. Poteet gets away from Bob Civic, takes off, and Meckling bumps him out of bounds, with Mike Thomas delivering the finishing blow at the 19-yard line. That's why Sherrard Poteet is very dangerous. Civic had him dead to rights and couldn't wrap him up.
And Civic came from the outside here. You'll see the pressure. Now here he is. He's got the shot. That's a real nice move. He took a little dip inside, outside. Now you want to talk about great hustle and great pursuit. There's Matt Meckling. And I've been here at practice when the Penguins will put the ball, they'll put cones down the outside of the field. And I tell you, brother, you got to run to get to your cone. So that was a pursuit drill. Perfect execution. Now it's 3rd and short.
3rd and 1. Poteet keeps, gets a good surge through the middle of the line, and should have the first down.
Jim Poteet's moving the ball here pretty well. He's doing a nice job. This ball club has a tendency to, they'll play in spurts. They're in perfect rhythm, perfect focus right now, but then they turn around and make the big blunder either on offense or defense.
So it's a first down at the Penguins 17, 1:45 left, 3rd quarter. Penguins, that shutout I was talking about a little while ago now, beginning to be in peril as the Salukis moving the football very effectively with their #1 signal caller back under center. A backup center at that. Poteet going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. The crowd responds with a little extra volume. Poteet wants to throw right. This time he won't get away. He'll go down back at the 25-yard line, and it was Matt Meckling who wrapped him up, the sophomore from North Canton Hoover.
One thing about the Youngstown crowd, when you try to automatic here against our defense, it's just not going to happen. That's all there is to it, because the crowd really picks up on it. Watch here, the crowd got into this. They break up the quarterback's opportunity to get his numbers out there, and then Meckling just came loose.
Loss of about 6, back to the 23. It'll be 2nd and 16. Less than a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that's the mistake that I talked about, that this ball club, they turn around, they'll go for a while, and then they make the big mistake.
Well, again, I mentioned the backup center, and boom, they came right over him. Blitz coming, good throw, he read it well. Nice tackle, though. Toner Barone chases down Nick Wofford, running sideways rather than north and south, and keeps it to a relatively short gain.
Yeah, Barone has 40 tackles this season, 3 tackles for loss. Now watch him running down here. Ball carries loose. Now here comes Barone, inside out, and tremendous speed and quickness.
Poteet 5 for 5 for 51 yards through the air here since coming on late in the 3rd quarter. And that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter, as Southern Illinois sitting in a 3rd and about 7 when we come back. 3 quarters in the books at Stambaugh Stadium. The Penguins leading Southern Illinois 20-0 on YSU TV.
Quality, you'll find it in associate degree programs at Youngstown State University. You have a good head for business, but you need a degree to get your foot in the door. You can dramatically boost your career potential with an associate degree from YSU in fields like accounting, finance, management, marketing, and labor studies. With evening and weekend classes, you can work and earn your degree at the same time. And it's affordable. YSU is holding the line on its already low tuition rates. Quality and affordability, all at YSU.
All right, teams changing ends. Southern Illinois trying to punch one in here, get itself back into the ball game with plenty of time on the clock, especially considering what Sherrard Potate has been able to do since coming on at the beginning of this drive. The Salukis chewing up the last 6 minutes and 13 seconds of the third quarter, moving from their own 20 down to the Penguins' 14.
But Jim, when you have a throwing ball club, you're in every game. You have an opportunity, and it really doesn't matter how late in the game if you can maintain some focus and then get the job done defensively. Right now, they're in pretty good position here.
Trips right and a split left. Koutsos, the lone running back behind Poteet, who will drop and look. Penguins coming up the middle, ball overthrown. Incomplete, fourth down. First incompletion for Poteet.
Excellent timing up part of the defense. Looks like they're going to take a field goal here. 14:57 to go in the ball game, trailing 20 to nothing. They will take a crack at the field goal.
Or keep your eyes open, possible fake. Scott Eberhardt is the place kicker. 11 of 17 on field goals this year. 8 of 12 in this distance range. This is a 31-yarder. Snap a little inside. Kick is hooked a bit. Hits the upright and bounces away. They had a little problem with the snap, and Eberhardt couldn't get it to go. The Penguins' shutout is still intact.
Well, that's a good job. Good job defensively for the Penguins here. And as you play in a game like this, and get moved around a little bit, bend a little bit, and then stiffen up, play some football. Now the offense needs to go ahead and have a nice drive and regain field position here.
And chew up some clock to make sure that even if Southern Illinois is getting its offensive act together, they just don't have enough time to do anything about it.
Right. Now the seniors, there's 12 seniors today playing their last home game here at Standoff Stadium, Dake Beatty Field.
Well, you wouldn't think this is a running, clock-eating formation here, but it is a run. Eric Lockhart, and he will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Another tackle for loss by this Southern Illinois defense.
Well, Jim, all afternoon, their defensive people have done very well. You have, that was Teddy Sims again, out of Belgrade, Florida, came across. He's 6 feet, a 240-pound senior. He's the strong side linebacker and played that very well. He also calls their defensive signals in the huddle there.
That was Eric Lockhart's first carry of the day. They mark it for no gain. Eric on the season needs 2 yards to get to 300. Ryan with a big rush, steps right underneath it, but he'll go down for a loss anyway. The blitz coming from the corner, Andre King, and he violated a cardinal rule. Don't leave your feet, because Jeff Ryan went right under him.
Ryan went under him. However, the Salukis had another guy coming across there. Matt Scheffler, 93, did a real nice job of filling that gap there. The first guy forced him to pull it down, and then Scheffler came up underneath to do a good job.
Sack yardage has put Jeff Ryan at minus 27 net yards rushing today. It's going to hurt the Penguins' overall total, which isn't very good to start with. There aren't going to be very good offensive numbers in this game for either team. Ryan rushed again, and he'll go down again, all the way back at the 5.
Well, it's kind of tough there. You have a lot of pressure that time. They had a blitz from Teddy Sims, 39. Sims is that, again, watch him. Now here comes 39. He's the strong side linebacker, and he actually came right up the middle there instead of from the outside.
Boy, it's amazing if you can play defense that well so much of the time how you can be 2 and 7. Into the wind, a very short punt will hit outside the 30 and be grabbed by Demetrius Rich at the 36. That only goes as a 31-yard punt for Troy Lefebvre.
But Jim, from that standpoint, it's really not that bad because you're punting into a strong wind. He booted the ball high. It was in the air 4 seconds. And truthfully, that's the thing you're looking for, is to get to hang time on the ball.
Now Southern Illinois, however, gets very good field position at the Penguins' 35. And the way they moved the ball the last time they had it, you'd think they got a shot here to get it in, but the Penguins have turned them away a couple of times today. They've done it with a turnover on one occasion and just good, solid, we're going to stop the best you've got defense. Poteet trying to run it out of there, and big number 97, Montrell Thomas, had different ideas, drags Poteet down for a loss of a half a yard or so.
Now you want to talk about exciting football. There's your national championship flags up there blowing in this good strong wind. 91, 93, 94, 97, and preferably 2000 coming up here. We get another one up there. We certainly need another one because we only got 4. We got to catch Georgia Southern.
One for the thumb.
We need one for Georgia Southern.
You know, I remember being on the field after that first championship game, and one of Georgia Southern's graduated players just came up to me and we started talking, and he said, all right, you guys have got the first one. You're going to find out that the second one is much harder to get. You know, this, and I don't know if he was right about that, but he was trying to deliver a message.
That's intentional grounding.
Should be flagged, or could be flagged for intentional grounding. Guy Mazzard was the guy putting on the heat.
Well, I tell you what, that was heavy pressure that time. Again, Mazzard, defensive tackle, 6'2", 287, a senior out of Miami, Florida. Came up there, heavy pressure.
Well, they're going to talk this one over, the officials getting together. There still is no flag.
Well, 83's trying to wave like he was in the area.
Now they throw the flag.
He was certainly on the field. I'll give him credit for being on the field, but not for being in the area. No, don't try to point. Get off that bullpucky, son.
Well, the coaching staff is Jan Corliss, the head coach down here at about the Salukis 40 and 45-yard line, is just going bonkers.
Well, tell him to go ahead. I mean, all you have to do is take a look. There wasn't anyone. Throw your hat in the air. Go ahead. Act like a donkey.
This will come as with a loss of down, intentional grounding. And, you know, and the thing, I'm sure the thing that Coach Corliss is upset about is not whether or not it was intentional grounding, but why have a conference and then throw the flag? Just either throw the flag or don't, and if I were a coach, I'd be upset as well.
Well, his quarterback rolled out. The closest man to the ball was lineman number 77.
You know what, and I'm not sure that the spot of the ball is right either. Is it a 10-yard penalty or a 15? Is it from where he threw it?
Here comes the referee from the side. He's got the answer. This other guy that just came in there, he's got the answer.
Well, they're going to spot it apparently where he threw it. That'll put it at the 44, and it will make it 3rd and 19 because it does come with a loss of down.
Okay.
Are we clear now?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad, because another minute, if I was wearing a hat, I'd throw it.
At least Coach got his hat back on down there.
Find out it's a little chilly without it.
Yeah, you got a little bald spot in there.
Shotgun formation, 5 wideouts. Poteet trying to find one of them under pressure, steps up, airs it out deep. Lots of Penguins back there. Ball overthrown, landed out of the end zone.
That's tough. They're just, everybody's running around, and the quarterback did a good job. He steps up in the pocket well. 4th down, they're going to punt it out of here, hoping that they get a chance to do something with the football. But again, the Penguins defense stands up, and what a fine ball game they've had here this afternoon.
Well, Poteet hit his first 5 passes, has missed his last 3.
Left-footed punter makes it tough on the catching of the ball.
Eberhardt, 27-yard punt his last time out, but that, I believe, was against the wind. High snap, gets it away, drives it downfield.
Hit him right on the head.
Did that?
Yes, that's a touchdown.
That may be, what do we got?
That's a
touchdown
out of the end
zone.
Salukis.
What do we got? I think
it's a touchdown.
Did it hit Demetrius
it's a
Rich
touchdown
in the
for
back?
the Salukis. It's a touchdown.
They haven't signaled it yet. Touchdown, Southern Illinois.
Thank you. Thank you. Hit him right on the head. He went down the field. You got number 9 there, Demetrius Rich. He was coming down the field. The ball hit him in the head, bounced into the end zone. Now the officials are going to have a press conference and discuss it.
What a strange way to lose a shutout, although it doesn't count against the defense, but
it's a touchdown.
It's still a touchdown. That was really odd.
I love Schumacher. He's still campaigning to get that thing changed. We're not going to get a revote here.
Yeah, or a recount for that matter.
No revote, no recount, brother.
Wait, stop the game. We need to take this to court.
We've got to, yeah, please.
Good grief. Scott Everhart will attempt the extra point.
What
What a goofy way to get yourself back in the ball game, but credit Southern Illinois. Good hustle. They got down there and covered it before it squirted out of the end zone. Left-footed kick is on the way. He hits this one, and suddenly the complexion has changed a little bit on a very odd play. 11:33 left. It's YSU 20, Southern Illinois 7.
In downtown Youngstown, Ohio, sits one of the finest educational treasures you'll find anywhere. 13,000 students on a beautiful 130-acre campus, enjoying top-notch faculty, career-building degree programs from performing arts to healthcare, and a wide range of activities to keep them entertained, in good shape, and smiling all the way to commencement. It's all very, very affordable, and it's close to home. Isn't it time you took a close look at Youngstown State University?
Jim, I'd go onside kick here right now.
That's what I was
If
kind
I
of
was
thinking.
in this situation, 11:33 to go, it's 20-7. You do the onside kick thing and move on. I would take a shot at it.
Well, I'm taken a little bit out of rhythm by that whole thing. That whole thing. That was just such a goofy play.
Did you describe that drive?
I'll tell you what, the longest drive of the day is the one I had to the stadium. Everhart slips as he kicks it. Shoemaker picks it up at the 32 and scrambles out past the 35.
Hang time, less than a second. That messes up my hang time. You
that
can't
watch
do
won't
that.
start
bud.
and stop that fast.
What are these guys doing to me?
Well, he just slipped and fell. His plant foot got away from him.
I had my hang time all worked out there, and he took it a ride. That didn't even get to the second mark. It went bip bip and it was over. Penguins offense needs to get it under control.
Credit Shoemaker with about a 5-yard return. Penguins start from their own 37. Jeff Ryan remains at quarterback. He'll give it to Josiah Doby, and once again, that Southern Illinois defense is all over the running game. They with a couple of exceptions today. Fortunately, one on a breakaway run after a turnover, and the other right down next to the goal line. Their defensive line has done an outstanding job.
Well, Jim, and trying to get the push upfield out of the guards and the tackles, it's just not happening. That's all there is to it. And you know, this makes it difficult. You see the push right there. It starts, but then it just all breaks down. There's no one going upfield. Rovnak's in there, 54, and I know he has a bad ankle.
Another tackle for loss, 2-yard reversal. 2nd and 12. Jeff Ryan hollering out instructions to his wideouts. He's got 5 of them. Here
Blitz.
comes the blitz. Nobody picked it up. Ryan loses the football. Southern Illinois has it at the 25-yard line.
But Jim, all of a sudden, this game is going to turn very, very difficult. If the Salukis put this one in, there's 10:40 on the clock, and then they're down 6 points, period. So this game's going to get real difficult now.
Well, that is uncharacteristically the 3rd Penguins turnover of the day. Southern gets the football at the Penguins 25, 10:40 to play, so they can turn this into a football game. A couple
Yes,
of
sir.
Penguins mistakes here in the last minute have changed the complexion of this contest significantly. Sherrard Poteet gives it to Tom Koutsos, and he finds running room up the middle and struggles forward to get a couple more with the pile dragging behind him.
Good job of blocking on the right side of the Salukis line there. Again, Atkins and Scheffler blocking away up there. Wofford doing a good job for them. They're moving the ball a little bit here. Again, the Penguins defense will have to step up and play it tough.
Koutsos 75 yards on 23 carries now. 2nd and 5 from the YSU 20, clock ticking toward the 10-minute mark. Poteet goes with 5 wideouts, 3 right and 2 left. No running backs. Looks, lobs it into the middle, pass complete, ball loose. Penguins may have it. They're going to call it down. They are going to call him down, I believe.
I'll be anxious
the
to see
head
the
linesman
replay.
has already signaled that the ball is down at the 9-yard line. The pass was completed to Kevin Gleason.
Jim, you know, my educated guess says he hadn't touched the turf. See, okay, there he is. Sure
Boom.
did.
Nope.
My educated guess is wrong.
Got to go back for your graduate degree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll go back and work on that.
11-yard pickup to the 9. First and goal.
Spread formation. 9:42 to go in the ball game.
Gleason had one catch coming in today, and Poteet has found him twice here in the second half. Looks, quick lob, one-handed catch. Touchdown. Pretty play, Brian Hamlet. His first touchdown catch of the season.
Well, Jim, the Salukis are in it now. They're fired up. Their sidelines going up and down. They're having huddles on the sideline. This is a nice one-handed catch here on just a little look-in pattern. They'll be 6 points away here with the extra point.
And that missed extra point by Jake Stewart looms large now. Low snap, kick on the way. Good. Southern Illinois is back in the ball game. A couple of Penguins mistakes here have changed the complexion of things. It's 20-14 with 9.5 minutes to go.
Which, I mean, that's another thing. See, with the wind, when you change directions on the wind, it's tougher to punt, it's tougher to throw. And the Penguins, the Salukis have the wind at their back. It definitely to their advantage. Now again, I wouldn't be as concerned right now for an onside kick as the last one. I don't think they might squib it or bounce it, but I think you kick this one away, and they're going to try to play defense now. The Penguins are huddling on the sideline. The coaches are trying to get them fired up on to get a good kickoff return here.
25 yards, 3 plays, 1 minute 9 seconds after the Jeff Ryan fumble on a second consecutive sack. Poteet, since coming into the ball game, 7 of 10, 71 yards and a touchdown. He's just ignited this Saluki ball club, which was looking kind of offensively flat and out of rhythm, and he has given him some pace, some tempo, some energy.
And 14 points on the board.
Well, he's given him 7. The other 7 belong to the YSU special teams, having a punt bounce off the back of a helmet into the end zone where it was recovered for a touchdown. This time, the kicker keeps his feet. Andre Coleman takes the kickoff at the 2. Good coverage, and he's chopped down at the 15.
Yeah, 4-second hang time. That makes a big difference in the return. And now the Salukis are fired up. They're going to put their defense on here and come with some heavy heat. Penguins offense needs to get a couple of first downs here, run a little time off of the clock.
Well, we said that last time, and they took a 2-yard loss on a running play and back-to-back sacks with a fumble.
Well, they're definitely having problems on the offensive line.
Well, we need to solve them now, that's for sure. This is P.J. Mays, pulled down right at the line of scrimmage, and I think knifing in underneath to make the first hit was Brian Broussard, the defensive end.
That's correct, and Broussard is in at the 260. He weighs in at 260, 6'1" off that right defensive side for the Salukis, and Penguins are going to have to fire this thing up here just a little bit. Jason O'Neill's the weak side linebacker. He was also in that time to help out. Spread formation.
2nd and 10 from the 15, another no gain. Slot left for Ryan, who looks right, slings it sidearm out of bounds. He was looking for Eugene Mintz, did a Bernie Kosar on that one.
It's tough coming to this side right now. That wind's pushing the ball pretty hard here. Jeff just didn't, he got himself set, fired the ball out there, a little wobbly on it.
Ryan 9 of 14, 89 yards on the afternoon.
8:41 to go in the ball game.
And what was a very comfortable 20-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter is now just a 6-point margin. And the Penguins are struggling. Ryan, big rush, he's going to be in trouble and go down back near the goal line. Oh my, the Penguins, Tavita Tovio put on the big heat. The Penguins are just getting hammered at the line of scrimmage.
Well, anytime that you have the wind in your face in the fourth quarter, you've got problems. And right now, Troy Lefevre has got his hands full, and he needs a big punt here.
Ryan has taken 50 yards in net losses. Lefevre out of the end zone.
Good hit.
Hangs it up very high. This will be short. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. Southern Illinois again in great position.
Well, that's as good as you can punt the ball out against the wind, not allow a return. The ball was in the air 4 seconds. Now the crowd's going to get fired up. The defense has got to get fired up, and you got to shut this thing down.
Well, we're going to see if what head coach Jan Corliss said earlier in the week is true. He said, we just, we've been in a lot of close ball games. We just don't believe we can win them. We don't find ways to win. This game, with a little help from YSU, is now within Southern Illinois' reach. And let's see if the Salukis believe enough to get it done. Sherrard Poteet will step up. He'll get away. Dodges a tackler. Shoe is loose. It should have been the football. Mike Thomas put the hit on and stripped the shoe of Sherrard Poteet, who gets down close to the 25-yard line.
Poteet was looking deep. He was trying to get it into the end zone. They had the wideout went straight down, came on a slant inside, and the inside man went straight down to run the safety off. But the linebackers came out to cover that. Poteet kept the ball and almost picked up a first down. 7:35 to go. Penguins lead 24-14.
Second and less than a yard to go. Poteet will go under center this time. He'll keep it, tries to go over the left side, and he'll get the first down.
7:22, just a quick quarterback sneak. This Poteet has done a nice job. He's thrown the ball this year 221 times, completed 107 for over 1,200 yards coming into today's game. And Salukis are in this one right now.
First and 10. Ball inside the YSU 25. 7:10 to play. Penguins offense has been stifled all afternoon despite those 20 points on the board. Poteet wants to throw. Looks right, his receiver fell down, gets up, comes back, gets it, and is knocked down short of the 20-yard line. Chris Conwell coming up to take care of business on Kevin Gleason, who's caught 3 balls here in the second half since Poteet came in. He had caught 1 all season.
Well, Jim, that was just a quick out. Receiver went out, he made the quick turn, the ball was delivered, and then the defense is running to the ball. There's 6:31 to go. The clock is running. Penguins leading 20-14.
4-yard pickup, call it, 2nd and 6. Ball at the Penguins 20. 5 wide receivers, 3 left, 2 right, no running backs. Poteet, draw play. Penguins have it sniffed. Poteet will scramble left. LeVar Green can't make the tackle. Bruce Hightower bumps Poteet out of bounds around the 10-yard line, and that'll be good enough for a first down.
Poteet's a scrambler and a competitor, and that time the ball's, he got the ball out of bounds. 6:06, the clock stopped.
11-yard pickup, 1st and goal at the 9. Poteet has thrown for 75 yards and run for 31, all since coming in with 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Jim, maybe all they need to do is play this guy a half a game. Maybe that's their problem. They're playing him the whole game.
Hey, maybe he's too tired in the second half.
I'm gonna tell you, he came to play in the second half here. Timeout.
Well, right now the Penguins on their heels a bit. It's crunch time again at Stambaugh Stadium. 6:06 to play. YSU leads by 6, but it's in jeopardy.
Quality, you'll find it in the associate degree programs at Youngstown State University. Jobs in the health fields are on the rise, and students in YSU's Health and Human Services programs enjoy exceptionally high job placement rates in fields like dental hygiene, emergency medical technology, criminal justice, and others. Plus, all are nationally accredited. And it's affordable because YSU is holding the line on its already low tuition rates. Quality and affordability, all at YSU.
On Veterans Day, a show of force.
That's a good-sized guy, I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, over the last 24 games, YSU has played 15 have been decided by a touchdown or less, and in 5 games decided by 6 or fewer points this year, YSU has won every time.
Well, we're down to 6 points, brother, and 6:06 on the clock.
6 is our magic numbers. Again, Penguins' mistakes are the cause of this. They had a punt, hit a player in the back of the helmet, and roll into the end zone where it was recovered for a touchdown. A Jeff Ryan fumble on a sack, set up a touchdown. Another sack, set up bad field position here. Penguins have had 3 turnovers today. Poteet wants to throw, can't find anybody open, finally tucks, wants to run, throws, end zone, incomplete. Bruce Hightower with good coverage on Brian Hamlet. Even had Hamlet been able to pull that in with one hand, he would have been out of bounds.
That was great coverage on a part of the secondary. Now, so far down in here, Coach Haycock has not elected the blitz. They've sat back. They've gone with the 4-man rush and have done a pretty good job with it.
Good pictures there from our Prism video group. Mike Thomas racing off the field from his linebacker spot. Second and goal from the 9. Poteet looking for Hamlet again. Now he's got to look right.
Holding.
Penguins have got everybody covered. Holding penalty coming up. Poteet will throw, incomplete. LeVar Green.
Double penalty.
Yep, LeVar Green went over the back of the intended receiver, Steron Davidson. So we've got a holding penalty coming up against Southern Illinois and a pass interference penalty coming up against YSU. All that action will only accomplish taking time off the clock, which is a good thing for YSU.
What's 77 here? He makes a right there. He is. He's got a takedown. 77 gets a takedown.
Brian Atkins,
there
the big freshman, in a tangle with Luke Shoemaker.
And then pass interference down the field.
So we have offsetting penalties, and we'll do it over.
Again, Coach Haycock has not blitzed up to this point, and I would start looking maybe for a little blitz from the outside here, because they were very successful with that in a couple of previous ball games where they came through with the blitzes and were able to get some sacks late in the game. 5:48 to go, 20-14.
Second and goal from the 9. 3 wideouts right, 1 to the left. Poteet
Tight end,
looks
tight
left.
end.
Now over the middle, throws, open, touchdown, game tied. Kevin Gleason's 4th catch of the ball game. He had 1 catch for 5 yards this season coming in. Southern Illinois has tied the ball game. Here's another look.
Well, here's the shot. He just took his time in there. There was no pressure that time. The secondary got moved around and a delay in that zone back there. Now a huge extra point. The score's tied 20-20. 5:43 to go in the ball game.
Kick is on the way. Southern Illinois has the lead. Sherrard Poteet, combined with some critical Penguins mistakes, that combination has turned this ball game around. A 20-0 lead has evaporated since the 6-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. So, a possible Gateway Conference championship or co-championship is now in jeopardy.
No doubt about it. And
A
this
home playoff game is perhaps in jeopardy.
But Jim, that was the mistake in the punt game when you get bumped on the head with the ball bounces into the end zone. That's a fortunate thing for the Salukis. Tough break for the Penguins. And now it's been difficult to move the football, and they're going to have to move the football, and you're not going to be able to kick a long field goal here with this wind.
Penguins really haven't had a long drive all day.
No, they've had the short end of the field. You know, they got fortunate early, and then haven't been able to move the football, so they're going to have to step up. The offensive line's going to have to step up now.
35 yards, 6 plays, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Kick is away, very high. Andre Coleman at the 5. Got a good block from P.J. Mays right at the point of the wedge and scoots out across the 25 to about the 28.
Well, that was a good job on the return because the ball was in the air the 4 seconds. He had to wait for that ball, and then he gets up in there behind the first wave of blockers, is able to slip through and keep his feet moving. Now the offense has to go to work. 5:33 to go in the ball game. Penguins trail 21-20.
Well, a slightly banged up, not so slightly banged up, YSU offensive line now must bear the test. Penguins trail 21-20 after leading 20-0 late in the 3rd quarter. Ryan airs it out near side, overthrown. Wind carries it out. Denver Williams falls into the Southern Illinois bench.
Out pattern into the sideline. The wind will push the ball to that side of the field. Basically what happens in this case here, now you'll see it here, where the only guy can get at it is the YSU receiver, just a little bit out of bounds.
Well, I think what we have seen since the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter when Sherrard Poteet checked in, we have seen the Southern Illinois football team that beat Northern Iowa.
Yes, sir, we sure have.
It's certainly not the team that lost to Indiana State. Jeff Ryan will have to step up, breaks away from pressure, almost breaks a key tackle, but crosses the 35-yard line, and that tender right ankle is being flexed right now.
But Jim, the guy was twisting it. They had him down there. You'll see him at the end of the play here. They know the ankle's taped up. He takes off. Now watch you grab him by the ankle here as he comes up through. They catch up with him there.
8-yard pickup, a critical 3rd and 2 for the Penguins offense. The offensive line has to play big right here. Very tight splits on this play. P.J. Mays won't be able to split him either. Holy smoke, the Southern Illinois defense stuffs the YSU offensive line again.
Well, it's a line that's had some injuries throughout the course of the season. That was the primary discussion at the beginning of the season. The Penguins have done well all year long, but today the offensive line needs to come up, or they need to work something out. They're going to take a timeout here.
Well, it's 4th down and a little over 2 yards to go. Mays actually lost a little on that play. And I don't know, with 4:18 to go and the Southern Illinois offense cooking the way it is, this is a tough choice for the Penguins. You'd like to think you can pick this up, but their defense has been brutal all day long. I mean, if you count the fact, and you have to, count the fact that the Penguins have a 10-yard team loss on a turnover. Jeff Ryan has minus 42 net yards. That's minus 52. Gerald Burley lost 9 on a reverse. That's minus 61. The Penguins right now I have for rushing like minus 15 yards.
It's been a very, very tough afternoon for the ground game. Very tough.
Well, and we said coming in, Southern Illinois, #1 in the league in rush defense. They give up about 112 yards or something like that a game. The Penguins will be lucky to get 12.
Well, if they're going to go for this, you have to look at something that involves Jeff Ryan running with the football.
I think you're right. 4th and a little over 2 from the 35. They send Eugene Mintz in motion. Southern Illinois is going to bring the house. You just know it. Ryan on the rollout. He's got to let go. Throws it deep. This will be overthrown, incomplete, intended for Sean Guerrero. Southern Illinois will take over on downs.
Boy, this puts heavy pressure now. This puts heavy pressure on the defense, plus the fact that they can take a field goal here and then force the Penguins to go for a touchdown.
Penguins offense has been to use I don't want to be unnecessarily unflattering, but they have been inept. Yeah, I give tremendous credit to the Southern Illinois defense,
Right.
because they have been superb, but they have made YSU look awful. Not at all like a playoff or championship offense here this afternoon. They're in danger of winding up in minus yardage. Now Southern Illinois with the lead can run the football a little bit and burn some clock. That's what they'll do. Penguins swarm, going to have a flag thrown into the pile. That could be holding, as the ball was given to Tom Koutsos.
You either get a holding or a face mask, and if it's a face mask,
Man,
that's
not
heavy
good.
duty.
That's not good. Koutsos was stopped for no gain, but looks like this one's going to go against the Penguins.
Yes, sir.
And it is a five-yard
variety. Yes, sir.
So it'll be 1st and 5 from the 30.
Did the officials signal that?
Yep,
They signaled a face mask?
I believe so.
I didn't see it.
Less than 4 minutes to play. Fake to Koutsos. Poteet on the rollout. Luke Shoemaker is there. There's another penalty marker down, and this one is thrown at the point where Poteet turned the corner, so we could have an illegal block or a hold of some kind. We'll wait for the signal.
3:37 to go in the game. Penguins trail 21-20.
And keep in mind, late in the third quarter, the Penguins led 20-0. Holding Southern Illinois.
And that's a break for the Penguins here. However, we're still dealing with first down, and we're still dealing with the clock. And an offense that hasn't been able to move the football today, and the fact that we're going against the wind.
Well, could be one of those miracles will be needed again. That's Jan Corliss, the head coach of the Southern Illinois Salukis. They may finish this year with only 3 or 4 wins, but they'll be able to say they beat 2 of the top Division I AA teams in the country in Northern Iowa and Youngstown State. Penalty will take the ball back to the YSU 41-yard line. It remains first down, but it goes from 1st and 5 to 1st and 16. 3:30 on the clock, now ticking. Penguins are trying to complete their first unbeaten home schedule since 1993.
Blitz.
Play action. Hightower chasing Poteet, and he drags him out of bounds with help from John Tekak, and the clock stops with 3:15 to go.
Well, Coach Haycock brought the blitz from the backside. Now you'll see number 3 here at the top of the screen. He checks out for the draw, and then he just puts it into second gear. It goes right after the quarterback, Poteet there.
Pickup was 2.
3:15 on the clock.
2nd and 14 coming up for the Salukis. Ball at the Penguins' 39-yard line. Penguins can't even really afford to give up a field goal here.
No, that's for sure.
Handoff. Koutsos. Penguins gang up on him. They think they have the football, too. Let's see. Penguins think they have the football. If it came loose in the pile. No signal yet. Nope.
Nope, they're running the clock.
Still Southern Illinois football, and they'll keep the clock running.
3:05. Youngstown will take a timeout.
No gain on the play, and the Penguins left now with 1 timeout. It will be 3rd and 14.
The camera crew did a great job. They were practically right in the middle of that pile up there with the camera. That was a beautiful job.
Well, we're being quiet right now because words may be superfluous. I mean, the situation speaks for itself. The Penguins have coughed up a 20-point lead here since the 6-minute mark or so of the third quarter, when Gerard Poteet came off the Southern Illinois bench to reassume his position as the field general of this Salukis ball club. And with the help of a couple of key Penguins mistakes, one on special teams and one on offense, they have fought their way back into this ball game. They've been able to control field position with their defense and get the job done with their offense.
Yes, sir.
And that's our luxurious home here this
We're
afternoon.
staying out here. We're nice and cool up here, brother.
Yeah, it's air conditioned. All the comforts of home.
You got the Northern Iowa banner flying in the background. The YSU one's on this side.
Well, the YSU banner will not be flying quite as high if they can't figure out a way to pull this thing out. The ball game that should have been in the bag. Jim Tressel said earlier this week, he said, don't forget about the record. Southern Illinois is, in this situation, is as dangerous a football team as has ever come to Standoff Stadium. I'm sure people chuckled, snickered, some may have even guffawed. They know better now.
Yes, sir. Spread formation.
3rd and 14. Big play for the Penguins defense. Poteet on the draw, slips. Stakowicz has got him and brings him down at the 34. Martin Stakowicz with the tackle with a little help from the Dyke Beatty turf, Dyke Beatty field turf.
Okay, they're gonna punt. No, field goal attempt.
Poteet, a 5-yard pickup. He has been busy since coming in, 9 of 13, 84 yards and a touchdown through the air, and 41 yards on 11 carries.
Well, Jim, again, the Penguins are going to end up having the long road to hoe, going against the wind.
What you hope here is that Everhart has trouble managing the winds of Standoff Stadium. In fact, if I'm Southern Illinois here, I take a delay of game and give them an extra 5 yards to work with. I don't even kick it from here. Penguins returner Eugene Mintz is standing on the 10. You just have to hope that he just gets this thing caught in the wind and it winds up in the end zone. High snap.
Oh, my. Go ahead.
Everhart picks it up. He's tackled all the way back at the Southern Illinois 30. That's the second bad snap they've had today. The first time the Penguins turned it into a score. Is there another Standoff Stadium miracle at hand?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. But the crowd will speak for the program. The crowd will tell the story right here. Everyone, they're still in the game. The crowd's still here. Everyone's having a little blood pressure check here right now.
Wow, that is a 16, 20, a 36-yard net loss.
Now we need some offense. Double tight end, single back set.
Now
Good
or never.
pass
Jeff
protection.
Ryan pumps, throws deep. Eugene Mintz. No, he couldn't hold on. Thought he had it, trapped it against the turf.
Wow, what a throw by Ryan. He put it out there, and that's going right into the teeth of the wind. Just not quite able to get a hold of. What a beautiful throw. He put that right into the corner.
Well, it certainly electrified the crowd. If 2 plays in a row here, they've gone from sitting on their hands in dismay to being on their feet and electrified.
Well, Jim, they did that in the overtime last week. In the first overtime, we just went right for the end zone and put it up. You got 14 seconds on the clock here, on the play clock.
2:45 on the game clock, 2:47 actually as it stopped. Ryan will scramble. Can he get there? Breaks a tackle at the 30 and then is spun to the turf, thrown down hard that time by Rod Grady after escaping Teddy Sims.
Needs to get back to the HUD line of scrimmage. The clock's running.
That is a no gain for Jeff Ryan. Penguins are 3rd and 10. You can't really afford to
Now you can't kill the ball here.
Nope, can't spike it or anything. You just got to play. Penguins taking their time. They don't panic.
No, they sure don't.
Better to take your time and get it right than panic and lose any chance you have. Play clock down to 5. Ryan takes a
Four-man
snap,
rush.
fakes it to Doby, flips it back to Doby, overthrew him. 4th down.
Well, we're down to 4th down. This will be the final shot here for the Penguins. And again, the ball will definitely go in the hands of Jeff Ryan. You're not going anyplace else.
Ryan has now missed his last 5 passes and 6 of his last 7.
And I tell you, the Salukis defense has done an outstanding job of containing Ryan. He hasn't been able to run much today. Is this a field goal shot?
Well, they're going to put it in the hands of the freshman, Jake Stewart, from 47 yards out into the wind.
This is tough. This is real
And the
tough.
Penguins can't even get their personnel straight. This is a long shot at best. It's on the way. It's on the way.
Nope.
Missed it.
Nope. Pushed it a little bit to the right, and now the Penguins defense is going to have to come back out. We're out of timeout, so there's a minute 53 on the clock. And I don't think the Salukis will line up to punt again.
Well, the Penguins got a break. They got a break on the high snap on the punt and couldn't take advantage of it. Southern Illinois players doing a little barking at the fans down below us. Just shows to go you take nobody for granted in this game.
That's for sure.
A great opportunity for the Penguins. A disappointing, potentially disappointing finish for 12 seniors. An undefeated home season, a 9-1 record, lock up a home playoff game. Now, they are no longer masters of their own destiny. A chance, a legitimate chance at the Gateway Conference Championship is gone as Kutzos carries for 2 yards.
Minute 37, clock running, and they haven't started. Now the play clock just started, so they're going to stay in the huddle, run this down to probably about 4 or 5 seconds.
Well, this certainly will, barring in a shocking turn of events, will go down as one of the most disappointing defeats maybe in Jim Tressel's tenure at Youngstown State. Kutzos with the carry. Toner Barone stops him for another 2-yard gain.
Barone up in there. Penguins getting him up off the ground, trying to get him back to the huddle. 56 seconds, clock running. 24 on the time clock. There's no way that the Penguins can do anything at this point in time, Joe.
Barring a bad exchange between center and quarterback that YSU can come up with, Southern Illinois is going to walk out of here with a stunning come-from-behind upset victory. Kutzos, he'll be stopped for no gain, but there's only 25 seconds left, and the Penguins are helpless to stop the clock. This thing is over.
Well, that's a tough break for the Penguins here, because it's going to take them right out of that number 2 ranking.
Well, it takes them out of a lot of stuff. Southern Illinois trailing 20-0 with just over 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter when they brought Gerard Poteet off the bench to play quarterback. The Penguins with a critical mistake on special teams, a bad breakdown on offense, and then Southern Illinois cashing in on great field position. Poteet leading them to 2 offensive touchdowns, along with that 1 recovered in the end zone off the special teams mistake. And the Salukis will leave Youngstown with an upset 21-20 victory. Our final telecast here on YSU TV. It's been a blast this season, despite the disappointing finish for the Prism TV crew. And for Dick Hartzell, I'm Jim Campbell, thanking you for watching. Our final score once again, Southern Illinois 21, Youngstown State 20.